3, 2, 1. Welcome to Credit Zero.
Hello, and welcome to After School Arcade!
Oh my goodness!
We're British! This is our podcast. Credit Zero.
Credit zero?
How many credits is that?
That's less than one.
What?
Credit not. Oh, how naughty.
Oh, Reginald, spank me.
Oh God, ow. That probably hurt people's ears at home, dude.
Well, you can cut it out. You have that power.
Cut what out?
Oh.
I replaced it with you saying something nasty from one of the previous seasons.
Oh, Drew, you nasty.
You nasty. 3, 2, 1.
You nasty.
All right, welcome to a podcast by a bunch of improvisers. We have an improv troupe and it's fun. And now afterwards we do a podcast. My name is Paul.
I'm Daryl.
I'm Luke.
My name's Drew, if you didn't find out.
How would people know that your name is Drew beforehand?
You've said it already.
Do you think you're the most, do you think that you're the person that people root for in this podcast?
You think people root for me?
I think, in terms of, wrestling analogies, babyface and heel, right? That's the terms?
Yeah.
I know heel. What's babyface?
A babyface is, the exact opposite of a heel. It's, the person
okay.
that, people, root for exclusively in a wrestling thing.
What makes a babyface different than an underdog? Is there a difference?
Complexion.
Underdog...
Age. Yeah.
Underdog is someone who never wins and consistently loses, and they'd like to see them come up. Babyface just has, all underdogs can... Underdogs can be babyfaces, and babyfaces can be underdogs.
Right, but it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, correlation's not causation.
Yeah.
Babyfaces are just sort of the ones where it's just sort of oh, they're wholesome, and they can...
What would I don't know that
I'd like
many
to see them
wrestlers,
win,
but
but underdogs specifically don't win.
Hulk Hogan is a well-known wrestler. Do you know where he fits?
I don't think he's either.
Okay,
you can be a wrestler and just not be a heel.
Yeah,
or a
these are
babyface.
just two of the the archetypes.
Yeah, and he was never a babyface, I can't imagine. If Hulk Hogan of all people was a fucking babyface, I'll eat my hat.
Yeah, the sex tape with the N-word Hulk Hogan was not a babyface.
To be fair, that was released in 2014. He had a very varied wrestling career before that. Before people found out what a racist pile of ash he was.
He also in that video, he not only said the N-word, he literally said, "I am racist."
Wait, while fucking?
No.
No, this wasn't while fucking. I think that... Wait, was this a sex tape? I thought this was just leaked things he said to his daughter, where it's I don't want you to date a black guy.
I guess this was a different incident, because he had...
Are you sure there was a racist sex tape of Hulk Hogan?
Yes.
Can I hear it, please?
Edit it in.
I do not want to do that! I'm not gonna fucking do that!
Yeah, no, they had sex, and then he was on his phone with his son after the sex.
Oh, I see, okay.
And the
Son,
N-word
do you want
was
to know
involved.
how good I had sex with this unfortunate stereotype? What would he say to his son that it was included the N-word?
Just talking about... he's saying...
He's just
bigoted
talking about
stuff.
the weather. I was man, there's a lot of rain today. God, I hate minorities.
Yeah. Yeah, and he also used the phrase, "I am racist." And that's very funny to be not like an "I'm not racist," but
but
literally
just
"I am racist."
That makes
That's
sense. More
hilarious.
convenient for sure.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Hulk Hogan? Is he a friend of yours?
No.
Good, because he's racist.
Yeah, he is racist. I don't want to hang out with that guy anymore.
Anyway, yeah. Okay, to be fair, before we found out he was racist, who would have been yeah, I'd hang out with Hulk Hogan? I
Dog the
would.
Bounty Hunter.
I would. No, of us four. I would.
Okay.
Just to be I hung out with Hulk Hogan. I aged with HH, as it were. I totally would. Yeah?
Yeah, and there's also a wrestler called Triple H.
I would have hung out with Hulk Hogan and the Triple H, so I would have aged with HH and HHH.
Yeah.
How about you? Would you have hung out with Hulk Hogan? Pre-racism?
He doesn't seem like my type. I feel like we...
But, you know, but it's
You don't have to
types.
fuck him.
I'm not gonna fuck him. I mean, I don't think we have a lot in common.
No shit, you don't have in common with any celebrity. They're rich and out of touch.
Yeah, but
you
I-
still would want to hang out with a celebrity
If
for
I
the sake
liked
of
them.
for the sake of them being a celebrity. If fucking Emma Watson came down from the heavens right now and said
She's dead?
and said hello,
Oh, no.
I'd like to hang out with you and get tea and crumpets. You'd say yes.
Sure.
You
Thank
look
you.
like Harry Potter.
You kind of look like Harry Potter.
No.
I've heard that before.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was being facetious. Daryl looks a little bit like Harry Potter.
my glasses.
It's purely the
Glasses,
glasses.
yeah.
Purely.
And Drew actually kind of looks like Adam Friedland, so
He-
perfect.
I don't know who that is.
Oh my god. He doesn't really. It's just those glasses.
Look, I don't know who Kiefer is either.
You know who Kiefer Sutherland is?
No.
Okay, well, that doesn't matter because we're not going to talk about him on this podcast.
We are definitely going to talk about him at least once on this podcast.
Okay.
A celebrity like Kiefer Sutherland is gonna come up.
Yeah. Would you hang out with Kiefer Sutherland, the famed star of 24, and also Homeland?
No.
Is that what you said?
No, I just
Actually,
confused the show.
None of us know anything else he's in, actually.
Well, hold on. I said that he voiced Solid Snake, and that's absolutely true.
Yeah, and he was in Waterworld, which is right.
In which,
He wasn't in
of the
Waterworld,
series?
apparently.
I believe it was
cool.
in The Phantom
Found
Pain.
that
They
after.
replaced David Hayter with Kiefer Sutherland, and it was extremely unpopular to the extent where at the Game Awards that year they were like, and this next category deals with voice performance in games. After all, what would the voice of, say, Solid Snake be without David Hayter? It would be terrible. And everyone
Like
went,
after he
"Ooh."
voiced it?
Yeah, after
Holy
Kiefer Sutherland
shit.
voiced it, because like everyone
That's
was like,
hardcore.
well, everyone loved David Hayter, and
Yeah.
like, there's this trend where like if you replace someone people like with like a celebrity, everyone goes like, oh, the
Oh,
celebrities
right,
are
right.
taking over the real voice actors' jobs,
Yeah.
which I'm kind of on two sides about, because on the one hand, fair, but on the other hand, there's a lot of actors who surprisingly do well in voice roles, and just because they were famous beforehand doesn't mean they don't have talent.
Yeah, it also like it makes sense to me that like as video games become more like artistically sophisticated, that like sort of A-list celebrities would begin to pivot.
Oh yeah, and
like,
like
that
Mark,
makes sense.
Mark Hamill's been doing it a long time, and everyone gives him a pass because he's just a great voice actor.
Yeah.
And there's another one I'll go to bat for, and
Kevin Spacey.
I've gone to bat for him for
In
a
all
long
cases.
time. No. Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson is voicing the Heron in an upcoming Studio Ghibli film. Do you know which one it's
Oh,
called?
yeah. I didn't know he was in that.
Yeah, he voices the Heron. You listen to him, it doesn't sound a thing like Pattinson. And you're like, holy shit, this is talented.
That's cool.
Yeah.
If you remember, remind me afterwards, I'll play the trailer for you.
I
Yeah,
have seen the trailer. But I
But
didn't
like,
know it
we
was
should-
him because
yeah, I was about to
didn't-
say, let's see it again, knowing that
Knowing
it's
it's him, yeah.
Robert Pattinson is one of those actors that was like cursed by their most famous role.
Yeah,
like, he
I
is
think so.
a great actor, but people just think about Twilight.
Well, as well, like Twilight was directed so fucking poorly.
Yeah.
Like you think of Kristen Stewart and you realize like the things that she's been in. Don't get me wrong, she's a little bit more hit and miss with her roles, but that's also because she likes to be a bit more varied. Which no harm, no foul. Good
Yeah.
for her.
Cool.
But sometimes she'll land things with like esoteric directors, which can sometimes mean bad directors. And I think that a lot of actors are not good on their own merits,
Yeah.
and that they're litmus tests for directors.
Yeah.
I love Nicolas Cage, but Nicolas Cage is the biggest litmus test for directors of all time. Because when he's with a good director, he shines like a fucking diamond. Like, he was fucking fantastic with David Lynch, Francis Ford Coppola, fucking Martin Scorsese, fucking the Coen brothers. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah. Which?
Raising Arizona.
Oh yeah, no, I forgot he was in that.
Yeah, he was fantastic in it.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
'Cause he's just
Sorry
like-
to talk about
That's okay.
He's just big. Like,
Yeah.
He's so big.
And it's so goofy and just sort of like, I just like when things like, let's bring it back to everything, plays, video games, TV shows, movies, everything, when things are like playful and it almost has that sort of quirky energy of an improv scene. Like that's why I do improv. I don't do watch other things expecting them to be like improv. I do improv trying to make them like those other things where it just has that playful energy of like, we're all having a good time here.
Yeah. Lots of fun.
Yeah. And I like the Coen brothers for that, even when they do serious things.
Yeah.
I feel like that's Nicolas Cage, though. I feel like he can only really do those roles. Have you ever seen Nicolas Cage do a good serious role?
Yes. Bringing Out the Dead, Martin Scorsese.
Snake Eyes. Yeah.
Snake Eyes is not a serious role. Even if this movie is trying to be serious.
Oh, yeah, Face Off. Yeah, that's the one. you're talking about.
Kevin. You got snake eyes. I love that moment. What was the other one you just mentioned? Face Off. I wanted to take his face off. My favorite part of that movie is when the FBI shows up with rocket launchers.
Yeah.
Oh, what a good time. All right, so let's get to the meat and potatoes of this, because I think we had a very popular show, if I'm remembering correctly, our last show.
No, it
it
was.
was pretty good.
Questions. After every improv show that we did, by the way, I think I spat on you. I'm sorry about that.
Okay. You're welcome.
After every improv show that we did, we have a tendency to ask our audience for questions to ask us on our podcast. Some of them are inevitably about the fucking improv show we just did. We don't remember that shit because it's a month later. Yeah. In fact, we did another improv show in between asking those questions and now. So, God willing, let's hope that these aren't about the show. But some people asked us their questions, and we thank each and every one of you. But we will make fun of you.
But during this last show that we did, I did mention that that point.
Yeah.
So that hopefully the next questions in the next episode will no longer involve things that were in the show. I think, this is what we have to do with the audience. We have to prime them. We have to tell them what kind of questions that they want, and then we're going to get those, right?
I don't know why y'all are so passionate about this.
What do you mean, y'all?
Y'all.
It's
He
just
stands up every show, every improv show that we do, after we announce, hey, we've got, if you want to ask us some questions, Daryl does his iconic, okay, and then he walks towards the center of the stage, and all the rest of us clear the fucking room knowing that Daryl's gonna work some fucking magic. And Daryl, you're the type of person who could read the fucking phone book and it would be funny. I remember once thinking, I was pissed because, like, your interlude about the questions was funnier than the show we did.
Yeah. No, I remember
That was the
watching
August show, yeah?
Yeah, I remember watching you do that and being like, I couldn't write anything funnier than this.
Yeah.
Like, you were just very sincerely asking them not to put their names on it.
Yeah, and I think, I don't mean to be funny, and I think that's where the humor comes from, is that I am truly trying to be earnest, and then it just somehow, within the context of the improv show, and like the stuff that they're watching, they're like, oh yes, this is exactly the kind of comedy that I want. And they eat it up, so.
Those stupid bastards, those suckers just eat it up. Yeah.
It's a sucker born any minute. Any minute.
Any minute?
I thought you said-
Any minute now, there's gonna be a sucker.
I thought you said
born.
Let's go. All right, so without further ado, let's get into the questions, shall we? Drew, would you care to start us off with a question that you'll read?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this first question is from Teresa.
Ew.
And we just had a whole thing about putting your name on. Nobody's gonna put their name on if you say
That's
ew.
true. Sorry, Teresa. We love you.
What is the most embarrassing thing you've ever done?
Ooh. I don't want to relive these memories.
I
Most
know,
of my
right?
creative work, I would say.
Most of your creative work. You don't like Tamagotchi anymore?
Yeah, I like aspects of Tamagotchi.
Okay.
But I am embarrassed by most of my behavior until about 6 months from now. And that will continue, that envelope will
future?
continue. Or no, 6 months ago.
Okay.
And I will, you know what? No, 6 months from now. I'm still embarrassed about myself.
Yeah, okay.
And that will continue until I die.
The
Leaving
never-ending
things
cycle.
in the past.
Oh, bro, I've got one.
What?
This is the first one that comes to my head. I probably repressed anything that's worse than this.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is like, what do I not remember?
Yeah. So in grade 3, I had to give a letter to... no, not grade 3. In grade 4, I had to give a letter to my grade 3 teacher. And she was a split grade 2-3 teacher. Mm-hmm. And I was already... because I was raised by fucking hoity-toity parents, I was the actual embodiment of the heel personality that I bring on this podcast, in that I actually thought that I was fucking, like, better than everyone else, and, like, I read dictionaries in my spare time, so I'm better than, like, if I had...
Everything you do ironically now was earnestly before.
Full earnest, yeah.
Okay.
It was so earnest that was my middle name. Like, if I had 2 fedoras, I'd probably be wearing both of them simultaneously.
Okay, that's saying something.
So, I handed the letter on behalf of my grade 4 teacher to my grade 3 teacher, and I said, like, yeah, I was objected to bring this to you. And she just looked at me and said, don't you mean subjected? And I thought she was wrong, so I scoffed and said, I guess that's why you're a grade 2 teacher.
Oh! No!
And I thought we were sharing an in-joke. And I remember her just looking at me and saying, I guess that's why you're a grade 4 student. And then just taking the letter, and then I got an earful, a well-deserved earful from my fucking grade 4 teacher after, like, he caught wind of that.
Yeah. Talking about it in the teacher's lounge or something?
Yeah, well, of course, because I was being, like, the most condescending little shit I could ever...
Disrespectful.
Right? It was awful. I don't like that this question exists because I have to relive that moment. Oh,
Yeah.
For the record, I'm very sorry, teacher. Probably shouldn't give your name away because
Yeah.
that would be meaner.
Is that one of
Still.
those things where like you're trying to go to bed and you just think of it, and like on the inside you go, "Ugh."
To be honest, it's so bad that I've gotten all of my cringe out.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
That's
good.
I know I get cringe out for like as well. Like we've obviously shared conversations since, and it's very clear that that's water under the bridge. I have
Oh, like you and the teacher.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have cringe for people where I haven't spoken to them since, or I'm not sure if they've
There's
been
no
okay with.
closure.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Who's next? Who wants to top that shit?
I don't think anybody can top that. That's pretty.
That's awful. Yeah.
That's cringe-a-palooza. But I'll try.
Dance
so,
monkey.
When I was in grade 1, in my school we had like reading buddies, and so like the older students would read to the younger students, and it would be very much like a, like young student, senpai, like learning student kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so I was partnered with this one student for a while, and like I got to recognize him and stuff.
Did you say what grade the older students were?
It was like grade 4 or 5.
Okay,
or
so
something
like a
that.
good 3 or 4 year
There's a
difference.
good.
Did you hate him?
Yeah.
Like
No,
instinctively?
no. I
No,
was like
okay.
I was like, this guy's cool,
Did
This
you
is my
try to be
senpai.
cool? Did you try to be cool like him?
No, I didn't. No, it wasn't that.
Okay, I'll stop guessing.
And so anyway, so before we were sent off to this next round of reading buddies, I'd like gone to the bathroom. I hadn't really heard the instructions, but we had switched.
Don't go to the bathroom.
We had switched reading partners, and so everybody was with a new partner. And so
Cheated on you.
and so when I came back from the bathroom, I saw him. I was like, "Oh, hey, like I'm here," and he was like really awkward about it. He was like, "Oh, you shouldn't be here." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry." And I was really upset. I went back to my teacher. I was like, "My reading buddy was with somebody else," and he's like, "Oh yeah, we switched reading buddies." I'm like, "I didn't know."
Did you like take it personally when he's like, you shouldn't be here?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's me, he doesn't like me.
It was rough. I thought I'd really messed up by going to the bathroom, and so yeah, I got paired with somebody else, but
Got detention.
it was never the same again.
You didn't ask for a hall pass?
I really blew my load with the fucking like awfulness of my fucking story, didn't I? That's your equivalent of that.
Sorry. Yeah.
You just had a charmed life, is what I'm understanding.
Well, we've had questions sort of similar to this, so it's
Yeah. I'm giving you something new.
yeah,
Okay.
like most
Your actual
embarrassing
most
improv
embarrassing thing
story
was the
is-
Molotov story.
That wasn't embarrassing. That was just frightening.
It was exhilarating.
Yeah.
My leg keeps falling asleep today.
Okay.
It's like the third time it's happened.
That was such a hilarious reaction.
Yeah, bro. I thought bro came for a second there. He just sort of said that sentence and then went and leaned back. Are you okay?
It was exhilarating.
Such a good joke.
Well, this has been a good podcast.
Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Can you clip that sound that you made out and use it in future podcasts?
I could try. Maybe I can boost it. Hold on. Here's what it sounded like. If that worked out, hopefully.
And it sticks.
Yeah. All right, Drew.
distort the shit. out.
Yeah, I think the only one that's coming to mind that I haven't told before is the first time I ever tried to ask a girl out, and it was so awkward. Let's call
Was
her.
she already out on a date or something?
No, it was in class.
Okay.
Let's call her Rebecca for the sake of this.
You asked out my mom, dude? That is awkward.
Let's call her Beverly for the sake of this.
You went out with my other mom, dude?
Let's call her.
Let's call her something Hobden.
my own mom. Oh no.
That is awkward.
So me and Emma Watson sat next to each other in school,
Would.
and
Don't blame you.
well, so here's the thing. This was grade 7, I believe, and
Oh, so she would have been in like grade 12. You naughty boy.
I set my sights high. What can I say?
That's fair. I wouldn't actually with Emma Watson. She's a celebrity. Who knows? She could be a real piece of shit behind the scenes. Was she?
She had her own friend group.
Okay,
Tom
so
Hiddleston.
We didn't really
Yeah.
intermingle that
She
much.
was cool, but her friends Nuh-uh.
Nah, I wouldn't have hung out with them. No way.
No.
That's always like for when you're dating someone. It's like if you don't get along with their friend group, that's sort of like a precipitory, like CNN projects that you two will break up kind of
Well,
thing.
especially
you know?
if you like know them,
Yeah.
like you met the friend group all together.
Yeah.
So it's not just like you're introduced to them later. Anyway, so like 2 months before anything happened, she randomly turned to me
Oh, frick.
in class and was like, I don't remember the exact words, but something along the lines of like, we should go on a date sometime.
Oh, how
And
forward of her.
Little like 7-year-old brain me, grade 7.
My name's Chris Hansen. Emma Watson, care to take a
Can you
seat?
sit down?
Grade 7.
Okay.
Just was like, what? No. Because I thought she was joking.
Oh, but then you played it off by saying that your leg fell asleep.
I have to go. Bye.
Would you want to go out with me? Oh, my leg fell asleep. See ya.
That's how it went down. Anyway, and like I was thinking about it for like 2 months because
And
as
then you
do.
said yes after the 2 month
As you do.
period, and she's already with a new guy. She's like, what?
Well, and then like, however, I think it was 2 months. Doesn't matter. We were still sitting beside each other. I like turned to her and I was like, "Remember that time you like said we should go on a date?" And because I was like building myself up to it, right? Like for the, I was like, "I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it." I was like,
What did you say to her at the time? Just sort of like, haha, funny joke, and then moved on?
"Yeah, basically."
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Move on, didn't?
But she said it with like a smirk, so it could have been like a joke. Anyway.
Yep. Yes, indeed.
But I was like, remember that time that like you said we should go on.
the time?
Remember that time we said we should go on a date, and she was like, no. I was like,
Oh!
but I was
That's a good
already
contender.
in too deep. I'd already convinced myself that I was gonna do it.
Oh no!
I'd already built it up, so I was like, well, do you want to anyway?
And she said,
She said, oh, no, actually, I made a promise to my friend that I wasn't gonna like date so much right now. And it was like
Wow. Wow, that is the
My
limpest
friend thinks
excuse.
that I need to
And-
work on myself a little bit.
"Yeah, I need to."
Yeah,
cool,
basically, yeah,
I need
yeah.
to cool down after my last few dates.
and
My
it's-
ass is prolapsed.
You know how in like elementary school
Talking
and
about
stuff.
12-year-olds, man.
I forgot about that detail. Well, because she's talking like she's midway through uni. What fucking 12-year-old says like, "Oh, I need to calm down with the dates a little bit"? Motherfucker, I didn't even get my first date until I was like 14.
Oh, I was like
Yeah.
21.
Right? Yeah, mid-university age.
Yeah, I was like.
You can't
grade
blame
9.
me
I was grade 9.
for prolapsing my ass at 21.
I,
For fun?
You didn't have to admit that, and it's okay, even if you didn't.
My name is Paul Drodos, and I prolapsed my ass at 21. What does
Okay.
prolapsing mean?
It means it comes out.
Yeah, it's
like the
just like-
intestine, like.
Oh,
folds out.
fuck, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Like, you,
It inverts.
It does the whole rosebud thing.
Yeah. What did you think it meant?
Yeah.
I don't know, you went in really big with a big dildo, and you felt good.
That's what you thought it meant.
You just mean that's just sex, dude.
I just thought, like,
Sex is not the only way
well,
that
everyone,
you could...
everyone described fucking goatsy as a prolapsed ass, right?
Barely. It's barely prolapse. Prolapse. It
Well,
can
now
be
I
like-
know that, but people described it as a prolapsed ass. So I was like, okay, prolapse is when anus big.
That's more. That's just more dilated.
They didn't describe it like that. They said
Okay.
prolapse. Everyone was like, oh, what's goatsy? Oh, it's a prolapsed anus.
You gotta get better friends, dude. The medical term is dilated. Prolapsed is like when it's out of the butt, like this arm I'm showing you right now.
Okay.
Like it can be just a big pink sock.
Anyway, sorry. Emma Watson rejected you, and then you got a prolapsed ass. Continue.
Yeah, the worst part about it was, you know how in elementary school you're like your desks are in a little island, so you're like groups of 4 or whatever.
Oh,
She was in your
group.
So we had a group of ours was a group of 3 is the thing, and I did not wait for a time where we were like alone. So I was the middle one, and then there was Emma Watson to my left and another person to my right, and she went so red and quiet and just kept looking away, just embarrassed secondhand for me. And
No,
yeah.
because she wanted to ask you out, and she was waiting for you to ask
She was
her
like-
out. You asked the
he
wrong
has
one
a crush
out.
on somebody else. No.
Oh. You could have had your chance. 12-year-old you could have finally gotten a date.
Yeah.
I mean, 12-year-old dates suck anyway. You go to like a cafe and you're shaking the whole time, then you go home.
I mean, that was my date at 21.
Yeah, and that's 12 backwards.
But you actually had money to buy a drink.
That's true.
Yeah, I could have, but I didn't, cause I.
I'm an American.
Yeah. God damn it.
What's your embarrassing moment?
Yeah.
Oh, I've had so many. So listeners, these
People at
folks,
home.
these folks in front of me know that they recently changed my anxiety medication because I was very nervous.
We didn't do
We
shit.
didn't do that.
No.
We didn't do that.
My
dude.
doctors.
We didn't do that, man.
My doctors recently changed my anxiety medication.
And we are not Luke's doctors.
As much as we try.
My doctor changed my anxiety medication because I've been very nervous for the last few months. And now I'm on the new medication, and it still hasn't, not only not quite kicked in, but I'm a little more nervous than I was before. So pretty much every night I've remembered something I did when I was a kid and felt just deep dread about the embarrassment that I had. One of them was that I forgot to write thank you notes to the people that gave me scholarship money in grade 12.
And
and
you're still like,
I fucking had a panic attack in bed thinking about
Really?
that.
Are you fucking serious?
Yes.
The people that gave you scholarship in grade 12?
Yeah.
They don't care now. They probably barely cared then.
Yeah, I got an award from Mariposa Arts Theater, which was the local theater company, and they resurrected that award for me.
That's very sweet of them.
Yeah,
They
They Jesus that award.
I was validated.
I'm sure.
Jesus,
I'm
that
sure that
award.
they Jesus that award because they had faith in you, not going like, I swear to God, if Luke Webster doesn't send us a thank you note for this, we're pissing in his bed.
We're giving
They're
him
fine.
$500 to buy a thank you note from him.
Yeah. That's the most expensive thank you. If anything, if you had to write a thank you note, that's even worse. Think about that.
Just my opinion.
You ever think about that? No, but they just reminded me so many times that I just totally fucking forgot.
Well,
Yeah.
then you were reminded to do that.
Yeah.
Is this the most embarrassing thing that happened to you that you can remember?
No.
Most. Go.
Most? It's something I'm probably blocking out. I've told this podcast on the story before.
Okay.
But there was one time in grade 9 where I went to like a comedy camp, and there was
Arrogant Worms.
the Arrogant Worms guy, and there was that one girl who I kept making a joke that I was like in love with, and every time it like bombed, and it just seemed like I actually had feelings for this girl, and I kept just socially eating shit every time, and
And you kept doubling down on it.
Yeah,
Good
or
thing we
like-
don't have that problem anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, no, just totally eating shit. I hope you're not listening. That's never mind.
What's the name, though?
yeah,
Go ahead. The
name
I
name.
her-
don't remember.
Name her and joke about how you actually still have feelings for her. It would be hilarious.
I don't remember what her name was.
Let's call her Mrs. Doubtfire.
I was 14.
Okay, let's call her.
Okay, Mrs.
instead
Doubtfire.
No,
It
no. You're 14. No. It's not
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
work.
Call her Mrs. Robinson, much more thematically.
Yeah.
boy.
No, that was a fun little camp. But yeah, no, I totally forgot
This
what her name was.
this next question's a little bit of a quickie. Thoughts on the person to the left of you?
I love Drew. I think Drew is a great friend, and I hope that his head gets better soon. Because I was thinking about it the other day. I was telling my partner that when Drew's head gets better, he's going to be like a new man.
I'm gonna Jesus myself.
He's going to realize that he doesn't need us anymore.
He's going to throw the shackles of
Move on.
after-school arcade off
yeah.
and rise to a higher consciousness.
Have a renaissance.
I've realized that I never liked improv.
And he'll be
was I
reborn with open
thinking?
eyes. Like
Why are you doing the
2001.
voice for yourself? Why are you leaning into this? Push back against me. Hit me back. Make fun of my voice.
Well, no, because now I have to say something nice about you.
Oh, fuck. I'm sorry.
No,
No,
actually,
you don't. You could. It's just thoughts on the person next to you.
True. But this is the first thing that came to my mind.
All right.
The last improv show we had, after the improv show, Paul was commenting about like, I can't remember exactly what you said, but like a couple areas that you like thought you needed to work on or whatever. And everything was moving so fast after putting away all the chairs, and I never got a chance to say it then, so I'll say it now on the podcast.
Oh, fuck. You were right. I hate your improv.
I really appreciate in improv scenes your ability to have a. I'm trying to figure out how to express it. So
Como se dice?
when
It's shitty.
when you do improv, you always talk about how you like just sort
Shitty.
of relax into the character, and you're like, I respond. You get rid of that third eye and you just respond as in character.
To the best of my ability, you know.
Right, but like that's the
You
mentality.
only use 2 of your eyes.
Yeah, my third one's in my ass.
I can see behind me at all times.
I can see my own shit.
It's pretty shitty vision, yeah.
But while you still like are able to maintain that with like fleshing out the characters in that way, you also have like a knack for being able to capture the flow of the scene as well on like a meta level. Like last show specifically, you did a lot of like killer cutaways. Cutting to a different
Killer cutaways. Yeah. I did the KCs and the Sunshine Band. Yeah.
cutting away to like separate rooms to keep going on some running jokes and like knowing when to sweep and where the tilts are, where the funny bit is that would be a perfect ending to a scene, and you just have a really good eye for that.
Oh, thank you.
And I think it's fascinating that you're able to hold both of those at the same time, which seem like they should be opposites. But I don't know how you do it, but somehow you do it.
Because his eyes in his ass.
Yeah.
It must be, yeah.
I do agree with that, though. I find it hard to shift from one to the other, but Paul is particularly good at that.
Oh, hogwash. It wasn't even your responsibility to say something nice about me. Thank you, but man. Anyways, Daryl. I have commented on your improv before, not in front of the camera, so I will say my blurb about that, but I also want to say something about you as a person. Daryl astonishes me with his improv in his ability to like do something and it's funny, but it's also fresh simultaneously. And like sometimes when I watch you do improv, I'm reminded that can even happen, like the things that you come up with and the ways that you tackle a particular instance or scene. And I think part of that probably has to do with the fact that you're really open and you'll like jam anywhere and you're like, oh, this opportunity for improv, even just seeing it, yeah, I'll take that. You're very good at intaking info, and you're very good at like doing what you will with it. And that transitions into seamlessly how I think about you as a person, because you're very good at adapting to the times, which, like, and this is not even a dig at your age. Oftentimes, the oldest member of
Knew
any...
was gonna go there.
I mean, right? Oftentimes, the oldest member of any troupe is, like, mocked for, like, their inability to, like, be with the current times. I think that you're one of the most, like, modern or, like, able to like understand like contemporary ideas of us all, where you're just sort of like, yeah, it makes sense because these things have changed into these things.
Yeah,
and like with words, I think all of us will struggle from time to time with like one thing the teens are using. I've definitely been very blessed in that regard where I'm teaching like 18-year-olds, so I'll like be on the up and up with lingo.
Yeah.
But Daryl, in terms of ideas, you're just immediately just sort of like, okay, I see this once, I synthesize it, I understand it, and I think that's why you're able to be successful in things like your modern, your new music venture with Dipole Movement.
Yeah, Dipole Moment. Yeah, thank you.
Moment. My apologies.
No, it's okay. And Dipole Momente. No, I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Paul. Luke, I think you are a very creative person. I think that your creative endeavors stretch far and wide, not just from the amazing improv that you do, and the variety of characters that you bring, and the energy that you bring and physicality that you bring. That I don't know anybody else who can do that the way that you do. But also in just that you keep on having other fires going when it comes to creativity, right? You're not just doing improv, but you're also doing sketch. You're also, like doing filming every now and then. Like you're very good with camera work, with creating shot lists, whatever it is. Like you're very steeped in all things creative. You're even a musician, so
I don't do as much music as I want to anymore.
But you're into it. You're into all of it, which is very cool to see.
Thank you. Were you making fun of me because I looked stoned?
No, I'm just nodding at you.
I'm
with a
bad
grin.
at giving and taking compliments.
I'm sorry.
All of us are.
Okay.
I'm sorry to out you, Paul, but I think it'd be worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It says ask a random question.
Yeah. That question was mine. I got carte blanche, and I decided to make it wholesome.
Oh.
I mean, we could have said mean things about each other. All I said was thoughts on the person to the left of you.
open-ended.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't have a name, so they should be flogged.
Noted. All right, next up.
Imagine if like we all gave compliments, but just like one person was like, "Well, I didn't say good things, so I'll say a good thing." I think your headache is fake.
All right, what's this question?
What a horrible thing to say.
I've said it at least twice on this podcast.
As a joke.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, somebody's gonna have to help me with the name here, but it says name 7 newer, better dwarves for the Gritty remake.
The Gritty remake.
The Gritty remake. What is
Of
Gritty?
Snow White, I guess.
Oh,
Like a gritty
Yeah,
remake,
yeah.
and then there's 3 new dwarves, I think is what they're asking.
Gritty can mean a lot of things, but like generally it's like darker or like more intense or rugged.
Misha.
Misha. Oh, it's Misha.
Yeah, this comes from Misha. Name 7 better dwarves. That's an awesome fucking question.
Yeah, it is.
7
Misha knows what's
newer,
up.
better dwarves. So they have to be newer.
Yeah.
They can't be like Peter Dinklage, who was not newer.
We're talking about the 7 dwarves from Snow White.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Not
That's an
people
offense. I'm
with
sorry.
dwarfism.
Okay,
that's
no,
an
actually,
offensive
you
term.
know what?
That,
You know
that
what?
is that's the
No, that's the
the
correct.
correct term.
It's
Is
one
it?
of the correct. Yeah, it's either dwarf or little person. But like, I've got a dwarf friend, and I'm like, "Do you really like little person?" And they're like, "Of course not. It sounds like almost person."
Hey, little person.
Yeah.
You know, it's like speaking to a child.
Yeah,
which
whereas
Yeah.
like it is dwarfism. So dwarf.
I really liked his answer. I was like, "Okay, so what's the best term?" And he looked at me like I was stupid and said, "Person." And I was like, "You know what? Fair." Yeah, he's very blunt, and I like that.
Yeah. So a gritty remake. What's like
What did
dark?
it say for a gritty remake?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
First of all,
gritty,
I'd like to contend that in this 7, Doc is one of the original 7. I say we just put Peter Dinklage in. Like, all the rest are adjectives, and then we have Peter Dinklage.
I'm not
Peter-
picking
Peter
a name
Dinklage-
for everyone.
Okay, well,
Or
that's...
like an actor. Sorry.
I'm not
Sorry,
participating in this question.
I meant to say I'm not picking an actor for everyone.
my fake headache is coming.
I'm so stupid.
You're not stupid, Drew.
They all end with Y, right? Like
Yeah.
sleepy.
I forget if you were in the car with me, but I believe Leslie was. I remember there was a point where I was like, we were driving to the meetup, and I was like, man, I can't wait to meet up with Drew again. And this was this was pre-headache days, and we were all like, what do you think he's going to say this time? And I imitated you and went, I don't like food anymore.
I'm not that negative of a person, surely.
Play the tape back, where it was like, I'm not coming up with a name. Thank you, editor me.
I'm not
Peter-
picking
Peter
a name
Dinklage-
for everyone.
No, that's good. Peter Dinklage is like should have the Doc role because he
Yeah.
is like the like dwarfism actor.
So I'm thinking for like a new age of people who are like hip with the times. I've seen the Twitters.
British
I've seen
guy
the
thing.
18-year-olds in my classrooms. I'm going to maintain that 2 of them should be anxious and autistic. Because that's what a lot of people were just sort of like, they like to say about themselves.
Throw around, yeah.
Yeah.
Anxious,
autistic, maybe bisexual could be
Kinky.
another. Kinky is
Yeah.
the 4th.
That's with a Y too.
There was only 3, right? We only had to give
What?
3 new ones.
What?
Snow White and the 3 dwarves.
No, it's the 3 new dwarves in the Gritty remake.
Oh, check the tape. Check the tape.
Where'd it go?
You threw it away.
I didn't touch it. Name 7 newer, better dwarves for the Gritty remake. You fool!
That is a free ticket to the room of shame. my
And we
friend.
only need
going
6 because
away.
we already have Peter Dinklage.
I'm fucked.
Who's the
so
who's
sorry.
the Ewok guy, the famous British actor?
Vern Troyer?
Vern
I don't think
Troyer
that's
is a
his
little
name.
person.
He's
don't
just
think
a
that's-
person.
Oh, that's Mini-Me. That's Mini-Me.
Well, he's done many
he's
roles.
He's passed
Okay,
though.
but, you know.
yeah.
Whatever.
bad.
We're coming out with like character names. not actors.
Six adjectives in Peter Dinklage.
Yes.
So we've got anxious, we've got autistic, we've got bisexual, we've got kinky.
Kinky.
Well, no, because it would have to be like bisexual-y.
Yeah,
What?
they all have to they all have to end in Y.
Like the character,
Like
the character's
sneezy,
name isn't.
dopey, sleepy.
His name isn't
Anxious-y.
Sleep.
Is it?
Yeah, it's an adjective first and foremost. Doc.
That's the one exception.
That's
Alright.
that's funny.
Okay, fine. All right, let's go again. None of them have the
stressy,
Lee except
maybe?
kinky, so we're back to quite literally square one.
Autistic-y.
No, that doesn't work.
Neurodivergent-y.
If we need to add the Y on the end, it doesn't work. We either get rid of the Y rule or we rigidly enforce it.
I think we have to rigidly enforce it.
Okay, then we've got kinky
Kinky.
and Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage. Kinky.
What's
Spacey.
Spacey. Kevin of the Kevin variety.
Another Kevin Hardy.
Kevin Hardy.
Harty.
That
He's-
hearty isn't a word.
Hearty is a word?
Hearty?
Yeah, like a hearty meal.
Okay, so if it's Heart.
Yeah.
People
Well,
love
he said
comfort
Kevin
food.
Hart. You need to not forget that Kevin Hart is spelled with Hart.
Yeah,
learned that
Yeah,
recently.
yeah. You know that now.
That also is funny because he is short. He doesn't have dwarfism, but he is a small guy.
That is funny. What a stupid idiot being short.
No, but it'd be funny if they all had dwarfism, but he was just like a little dude.
All right, so we've got Kinky, Peter Dinklage. Do we have anything else?
Spacey.
Spacey, right. We've got 3. Well, go on. If you rejected all the ones that we had going like, no, they don't have Y's on the end of our names, you have to contribute at least 1.
All right,
What if-
I'm working on it.
What if it was dopey, but it's like legal weed? Like,
Yeah.
like they, or vapey.
I was just thinking that.
Vapey.
Vapey.
Hi. Technically,
Hi.
the sound. Yeah. All right. So we've got Hi. We've got Spacey. We've got Peter Dinklage, and we got Kinky.
Yeah.
All right.
Stressy.
Stressy's way better.
That's
Yeah.
good, yeah. It sounds very
Is there another
urban,
one?
like-
NB.
NB. Oh, that's so fantastic.
What's-
Well
what's
done.
NB?
Like
No,
non-binary.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's so well
That's
done.
really good.
We need to remember
30
these.
something.
Yeah.
I'm a modern man.
Is there any
Hip
way we
with
can
it.
incorporate autistic into a E word? Because then we're set.
I only know stereotypes about autistic people. I don't know very much about neurodivergence at all.
Well, I mean, the thing about neurodivergence is that any stereotype you know applies to like 3 or 4% of the autistic community, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Aspergy.
I don't think I'll go with that. That's okay. Let's review what we do have, because we have 6 apparently.
Yeah. Doc?
No,
it's Peter Dinklage.
Peter
Yeah,
Dinklage.
the character's name is Peter Dinklage.
Okay.
Yeah, Spacey,
Spacey,
Kinky, Stressy,
Stressy, High,
High, and NB.
NB.
Okay, and the last one is... Honestly, Spacey could probably be the like stereotypical, not stereotypical, but you know what I mean, like the stereotypes of autism one. Because I feel like my autistic friends keep talking about like, oh, I wasn't paying attention, I'm autistic.
Yeah.
Like they'll say that.
Oh, like spacing out.
ADHD?
Fuck it, yep. All right, so we have
ADHD?
Peter Dinklage, Kinky, Spacey, NB, High, and ADHD. That's
We
6.
skipped
We
one.
skipped one.
We have
Stressy.
Peter.
It's stressy.
Did we not say Stressy?
Okay.
Peter Dinklage, Stressy, Kinky, Spacey, High, NB, ADHD. There we go. That's all 7.
This is the gritty realism version of Snow White and the
Zoom
Seven
for the
Dwarfs.
Zoomers.
Yeah, we kind of
It's a
ignored
series
the
of
gritty realism part and just went straight to what resonates with people.
It
now.
ends with
It's a
Y.
2.5 hour
Yeah, thank
long.
you.
It's a 2.5 hour long string of TikToks. All right.
I really hope
This
we didn't
quest-
offend any of our fans with like autism out there. That was not my intent.
This question comes from your dad.
Oh, good.
Oh boy, let's go.
These are always winners. Drew, your dad has the best questions.
Sorry.
is.
I need to rephrase it. This statement comes from your
Oh,
dad.
it's not even a question.
Your improv wasn't as good tonight. What's up with that?
Discuss. Brainstorm.
Not even that. We need more skits with props, he says.
Just a recommendation.
Also, he used we, as in the
like
5
he's
of
part
us.
of the group.
As if you're part of this fucking operation, Doug Tuffer.
We don't have the budget for props. If you want props, you gotta fund us.
Yeah. Insert clip of Joe Biden going, fund them. Fund them. You know that? What I'm
No, I don't know what that is.
Oh, it was like this
trust
thing-
me, I love Joe Biden clips, but I haven't seen that.
It was just like from the addressing the nation, the State of the Union, where he was just sort of like, our solution is not to defund the police, but it's to fund them. And then like there's an uproarious applause as he goes, fund them, fund
Like
them,
chanting?
fund them. Yeah.
So weird.
Bro's got like one of those like fucking foam shocker hands
Yeah, the
up in
number
the air,
one,
just like
yeah.
fund them.
What was that time he was whispering not too long ago into the mic? He was like like thousands of people there, and he was like, "And we did it. We fucking did it." Like,
He didn't say that.
He didn't say fucking. No,
Yeah.
for sure. But he was bragging about what his government had done, and he was like,
did it.
and he was whispering like,
And we fucked them.
We fucked Osama. Not in the metaphorical sense. It was awesome.
He thinks the Biden government was the people who got Osama bin Laden.
They hired Barack
At
Obama just
D-Day.
to kick the door. At D-Day. I sent Luca a meme this morning of like Biden falling down those stairs on the way up to the plane, as you saw.
Classic, yeah.
And it's just like it's a person with a phone, like one of those kink apps, overlaid, and the caption is just, "Sorry, Mr. President, you've been a bad kitten."
Oh no.
like there's a remote vibrator
Yeah,
just
just-
going off in his ass. he falls down the stairs.
Overwhelmed.
Okay, opinion. Who has control of that app? I'm gonna say for maximum humor effect, Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell.
So, wait, can you say in your best Mitch McConnell voice, "Sorry, President Biden, you've been a bad kitten"?
It never sticks with me what it is.
Sorry, Mr. President. Sorry, Mr. President. You've been a bad kid.
I love how you've never heard Mitch McConnell
I still
speak
haven't. I haven't looked
in
it
your
up at all.
life,
You're
but you
getting
have the
close.
best impression out of all of us.
Yeah, you're getting
I would
close.
probably ruin it if I looked it up and
That's true. Yeah.
get too much in my head about it.
Yeah, you just freeze.
Yeah. Oh, that's topical. All right, who has the next question?
I got it.
Yeah.
This one's from Luigi.
Wahoo.
Sorry. The question reads, "Wahoo."
What pasta shape is your favorite?
Okay, this was on purpose. Wait, can you do it in an offensive Italian accent, please?
What pasta shape is your favorite?
Is that it?
There's a sub question, but that comes after the first part.
All right, we all have to answer it like Mario Brothers. Well, Luigi, I really like the bow tie. Wahoo!
I like ravioli. And let's go.
I like
I like fucking.
I love that man. I love that man we just created. I like fucking.
He's just not aware of the
love him.
situation.
He's my family. I like a fusilli. Oh no.
And
I like a penne. It's me.
all right, what's the add-on? Are you ashamed of being a fucking stereotype? Is that it?
Me? No.
No, I meant the question.
The question is, the others can psychoanalyze their choice.
Okay.
Ooh, you said fusilli,
So-
you fucking freak.
Tight spirals.
Yeah, but you know what it's? Do you know what it's Italian for? Fucking gun.
Gun pasta?
Is that a Beretta?
Brat, bro. It's both. Hence why fusil is gun in French, ain't it? Il a un fusil.
I don't know.
Well, it could mean gun, and if it did, for shame. You're thinking subtly of like war crimes,
Yeah.
But that's silly at the end of the name.
silly war crimes.
Silly guns.
Do you remember that Seinfeld joke that Kramer did?
Yeah, for silly Jerry.
Yeah. Hey, it's Fusilli Jerry, and it's like each. Like he's making statues of all the people he knows out of different noodles, and he's
Oh,
like,
I see.
I pick a noodle shape for each person that suits their personality. And he's like, it's Fusilli Jerry. Jerry's like, why? He's like, because you're silly.
Obviously.
You said penne.
I said penne.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat this one. I don't like penne.
Really? You just straight up don't like it?
I don't know what it is.
I thought
think
it was
it's
like the basic bitch choice.
Tubes.
well, that's part of why I don't like it. The tube I also
it's
think
chuggy.
it's well, you're off by one letter there. It's chewy. It's like it's got too much wheat in it. Like it's very thick, and it's like, oh man, I can taste more pasta per sauce.
And what does
I like
chuggy mean?
I don't know.
Okay, so
I actually do like fusilli. What was yours again? You like ravioli?
I like
ravioli
ravioli.
is fucking great.
I like how the oldest among us chose like the youngest among us type of pasta, like the Chef Boyardee level
Yeah.
pasta choice.
Okay, but if it comes from Chef Boyardee, I rescind because
No,
I like
no,
the
no.
homemade ravioli.
I'm not a Chef Boyardee boy.
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 I
used to
had
be.
too
I
much
like
penne when I was a
boy.
kid, so it's kind
3,
of ruined.
2, 1.
Boy.
Okay, go.
I had too much penne when I was a kid, so it's kind of ruined for me.
Yeah, yeah.
It is like a chuggy choice.
Yeah, it's a little chuggy.
It's definitely not.
Okay, now we're
poggers.
We're definitely defining what chuggy means.
Yeah.
Have you heard chuggy before? Or did you make it up?
I heard it before.
Okay.
I
In
think
that
it's
case, I'm
another-
gonna stop using it in case it means like, I don't know, something like anti-Semitic or something.
Yeah. I heard a Jewish person say it, so it's probably not anti-Semitic.
I heard a Jewish person say it once, so it's okay.
I mean, I've seen Netanyahu. I'm not gonna trust.
Oof.
He's probably anti-Semitic.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Question. Of the stuffed pastas, what's your favorite stuffing?
You can't go wrong with a nice meat. However, I really like spinach and cheese.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Ricotta.
Ooh, that's good.
Ah, you're losing me. You're losing me.
Yeah.
You don't like
Ricotta?
ricotta?
The texture. It's the texture.
What?
It's
I
the
like
texture.
a fresh crema.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah, ricotta.
I quite like sweet potato in
Really?
my. In
I
my
haven't
in
tried
my
that.
stuffed
Me on
pasta.
that one.
That's
Yeah.
pretty. That would be pretty carb heavy though.
No, that's
Sweet
good.
potato
Carb on
with
carb?
fucking
Good.
yeah. That's some hot carb on carb action.
Yeah, but
That's a lot.
I'm a fucking furnace. I
Carb
burn
in
all that
carb.
shit off.
Oh, I
That's
wish.
a lot of potassium.
As I'm getting older, I realize that like if I have a slice of cake, I'm gonna have to work out for the next 2 weeks to get rid of it.
Whoa.
My metabolism has worn off at this point.
Really?
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm not like
I'm still in the golden years of having a fast metabolism.
I noticed, yeah. Like I'm not fat, I don't think by any means.
No.
Except like when I look in a mirror and then I can't get the image out of my head of me being the fattest hunk of shit on the planet.
It's a
But
separate issue.
yeah, right. But I am no longer like the skinniest guy in the troop, and that's saying something. Like when we first started After School Arcade, I was
you?
like, I was 105. Like I had come off of like, as you know,
I guess
like
that's fair.
the worst
Yeah,
period of my
yeah.
life, and I refused to eat at
Yeah,
any point.
that's
so
fair.
like when I looked in the mirror, my stomach was concave, like at any given point. Like
Like
I
you
would,
didn't have to suck it in.
oh no, I would have to like specifically like
Push
put
it out.
Yeah, I'd have to push out my gut to look somewhere resembling normal, and even then it was still concave. Like it was bad.
That's bad. But now you're just like a normal weight, which is healthy.
Yeah, but because I've been skinny most of my life, and because I was fat in the first few years of my life, I look at that now and go, fat. You know what I mean?
I get
Like
it.
you
I
don't
get it.
have
You're
the
conditioned.
image of like a healthy body as like your default.
Yeah,
This is what
I don't
it
have.
should be.
I don't have healthy body image. Interestingly, when it applies to others, no problem whatsoever.
That happens a lot though.
Yep.
Yeah, self-image. I will say though, Paul, you might still have the skinniest head because Drew's head is thick.
Stop.
It is so thick.
Yeah, that's true. Man, you get an
Drew got-
injection for that shit?
Drew got Botox twice.
Oh man,
and that's really
I cannot
showing.
wait until you suck my fat dick. Can I just say?
My dick
almost-
is pure Botox.
Don't want to explain the
100%.
relevance to that.
Oh, that's true. If my dick was pure Botox, you'd have to suck it to cure your headache.
I would not. No.
Your doctor recommended
There are
it.
other sources of Botox.
Doctor said.
Doctor said you need your Botox, and I'm ready to give you a full injection, my friend, straight down your throat.
No.
At work, we have a carousel of different stuffed pastas with interesting stuffings. So we had brisket, we had lobster, we had lemon ricotta, we had like a parmesan. And they just like rotate them out. And like Costco has a great like R&D department, so they get very like interesting, weird flavors. Pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Can you say that
Pumpkins.
again? Can you say that again the exact same way?
Okay, we need it clean. Pumpkin.
That's fun. Pumpkin. I enjoy such things.
Pumpkin.
Yeah. All right, you're losing me. All right, so
That's enough.
seriously. So this next question comes from Smira, Smera.
It's sure it's not Samira.
I mean, I assume there would be a U.
Or a apostrophe.
Yeah. Smira. The U is getting between you and me.
So I got rid of it.
Bro, did you hear when like fucking P Diddy was like, I got rid of the P because it was coming between me and my fans, so I'm just Diddy now. And I was like, did it come between the fans and you? Did it, Sean Coombs? That's your
Coombs.
name.
Sean Combs.
I think it's pronounced Coombs.
It's pronounced Combs.
Yeah,
but
even though it's written as
spelled
Combs. Yeah.
What?
And I was like, yeah.
Combs is more normal.
I mean, welcome to P Diddy, I guess. Anyways, what if you tried to fix a bridge but can't put it back together?
Yeah, what if?
I'd give up and ask someone who's paid to fix bridges to do it instead.
Yeah,
I'd
I'm not
realize
an
my
engineer.
error.
I'd call somebody.
Even in like those physics things in school, did they ever have that thing where it's like, all right, kids, you're putting together bridges from popsicle sticks?
Oh my god, yeah, like the straws and shit.
Yeah, and I'll remember eternally that one kid who left the popsicle sticks in the bag and just put the buckets close to each other and was like, nothing will beat this. And he was right.
But he sucks.
Yeah, but he sucks and I'm cooler than him.
Yeah.
The difference between winning the game and playing the game.
Yeah.
All right, what is the biggest bridge? Assuming you had all the materials.
What-
Fuck you.
I'm sorry, one more detail. I also remember that it was the popsicle sticks and marshmallows, and I remember that half the teams failed because they kept eating the marshmallows.
yeah.
And they ran out of spare marshmallows and was like, well, shit, you're just gonna have to build it with like 2 marshmallows. So all the bridges sucked shit except the one team of people that took it seriously.
I remember doing that, and I think they gave us like also like pieces of paper, and there was a really big argument because I wanted to use the piece of paper to draw it out so we could plan it together.
That's like a blueprint?
Yeah, and everyone else was like, "What are you doing?" And like, we'll use it as building material.
You're wasting
and
material,
I'm like,
yeah.
"What the? We gotta figure this shit out."
Also, you can still write it out and then cut it up after and put it on.
Yeah.
All right, assuming that you have as unlimited materials, you have as many marshmallows as you want, what is the biggest size of bridge that you would attempt to repair on your own?
I feel like I would ask to use something other than marshmallows and popsicle sticks if it's.
You can get as much as you want. You can have steel beams, you can have lumber.
I'd ask for steel beams. I'd ask for maybe like someone who's built a bridge before.
Yeah.
No.
Civil engineer, possibly.
Yeah, simple engineer. I'll take a simple engineer.
You have to do it yourself alone.
Alone?
Yeah.
I can't lug a
What
steel
is the
beam by myself.
biggest bridge you would try?
I couldn't even attempt to lug one steel beam.
You just wouldn't.
I couldn't, motherfucker. Go ahead with one steel beam in front of you. Try to make a bridge. Dance, monkey.
You can use wood.
No, you would have to pour concrete onto the steel beam.
Oh, that's true. If I could leave the steel beam there and call that a bridge, I could just be like, look, a steel beam bridge.
You have unlimited resources. What do you do? I just pour a bunch of concrete into the river and then drive over it.
I mean, unlimited resources, you'd eventually win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Daryl's figured it out.
Unlimited resources. Does that include prototypes? Because I'd like to try shit out.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just how big would you attempt? Like
How
you're
big
not
would
Do I
I
have like a crane
like a
to move
10-foot
things?
bridge.
like we're not
I
talking
don't know how
about
to
like
operate a crane either.
we're not talking
actually.
about Golden Gate Bridge. It could just be crossing like a stream on a
Yeah.
walking path.
Just like a
or-
10-foot bridge I would go
a
for.
suspension bridge.
That is a
okay.
manageable project.
In that case, I would honestly, I'd attempt a suspension bridge 10 feet.
10 feet, 10 feet.
Yeah, 10 feet. Yeah.
That's not bad. But like, that only works if it's like a super deep.
What?
I don't think a suspension
opening.
bridge collapses if it's not
But-
super deep.
but it has
You ever
to-
heard of the Golden Gate, motherfucker?
It has to be like
The Golden
Oh
Gate
yeah,
has a
because
dip.
convex.
it dips. Is it Golden Gate a suspension bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the world's biggest suspension bridge, and it don't dip.
Oh right,
It don't
because it.
dip.
Yeah. That
They
makes
they
sense.
designed it specifically so that there is like limited like string and stuff like that, so that it don't dip.
Yeah.
It don't dip.
So I just need to be crafty about it. Also, I presume that like
Yeah, you
for
could
this-
look up tutorials
Yeah,
and shit.
no, that's not what I'm gonna say. So thank you for speaking for me. But I was gonna say like I'm not making this so that cars can pass it. I'm making a 10-foot bridge of like people can walk across it with like wooden beams and stuff.
Yeah. Also, at that point though, it doesn't need to be a suspension
Planks, wooden planks, not beams.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would. That's what I would do. It would just be
Yeah.
planks.
Oh no, I'd make a suspension bridge to like challenge myself. Also because like I don't know how
You went from I couldn't do it to I'm gonna challenge myself.
I can't do it. That's why I'm challenging myself. Anything of this would be a challenge. I don't build bridges. Anyways, except between us. Anyways, not really. Anyways, as well, like, it would be... I know the basic physics behind a suspension bridge, so I feel like I could figure that out. Even just a basic non-suspension bridge, I don't know the physics of, and there might be something that could, like, surprise me. I know the basic thing behind why a suspension bridge works. It's the only one I feel comfortable doing. Don't feel comfortable building anything that a car could go beyond. There are some fat-assed cars.
Yeah, fat-assed.
Yeah.
I agree. As I said, I would just I would have a rope that goes across, and I would put a wooden plank down. That would be my bridge.
One wooden plank, like vertically.
One
Well, I guess
horizontally.
horizontally, but like you know what I mean.
Plank,
Yeah.
gonna be more creative.
you pedestrian.
What about a fucking log, dude? Big fucking tree.
I have all the
you
resources
would-
I need. A chainsaw.
I was about to say, you'd need to have a lot of people at your disposal. Wait, do we have people?
No.
Well then, fuck.
Okay.
You can't even do it with a log because the log's too heavy.
Okay.
All right, what's the
Noted.
next? What's the next question?
Okay.
Ah.
This It doesn't look like it comes. There's a name on it.
Ooh, it's like me. It doesn't look like it comes.
Just you wait.
What is the best way to respond when someone stays upon
At a girl's house.
know them, but you have to
Is this from
zero recollection?
What?
What is the best way to respond when someone says they like you? What? Hold on, no, that's not the word they. What is the best way? Yeah, don't blame me, Daryl. What is the best way to respond when someone says hi, like you know them, okay, but you have no recollection? That's it.
deciphered it.
When someone says hi, like, I mean,
Play along.
no,
Okay.
I do one of two things. I will say like, hey, have we met before? I'm so sorry, I'm tired today. I have zero recollection. I
You're
will
always tired. That's so good.
Yeah, because I'm always tired. Because
I
it's
make
true.
sure I'm tired every day just in case, so that I'm not caught lying.
I don't try to make it seem like I know their name. Like if of all things, like even if I recognize them, I'm like, oh hey, how's it going? And they're just sort of like, hey. Once or twice they'll say, do you remember my name? And I'll just be like, honestly, dude, no. Like I will not bother to play that game.
Yeah. Most of my job is pretending that strangers are good friends. So, I do that a lot. And I have worked with enough people I've been around enough people with dementia when I was a kid to know how to play along with shit like that. Drew has dementia.
Like Drew
No.
over here.
What I don't want.
Wait, what don't you want? You were just saying something random,
Fuck
dude.
off.
Yeah, no, I can play along pretty well. And if they say, like, do you remember my name? Yeah, I'll be like, no, I don't remember, but I remember you did this and this and this.
Yeah, that's
like,
a classy thing to
like,
do.
just be like, oh, no, I remember you. I remember you from such and such place.
Oh, I
and
remember you,
did
you
that.
bastard.
Yeah,
Oh, I
you,
remember.
You owe me $6,000, you piece of shit. Come here, I will fucking kill you. I will fucking
and then
kill
they
you
feel
and your
obligated
family.
to say their name to you.
Yeah.
They're like, no, I'm Steve. You don't owe me $600. And it's like, Steve. What do you do, Daryl?
I would play it off like I knew them, and I'd be like, well, how's it going? How's your daughter? And then I would just double down on all of the guesses until I get it
passed.
wrong.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, she's dead. How would you respond?
I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. I guess I got you confused with somebody else. What was your name again? And then that's
Oh,
how
so
I
you
do
don't
it.
even know my name?
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
You confused me with someone who has a live daughter,
Okay, why don't...
Yes.
even though my daughter is dead,
Am I speaking to Drew right now? What's going
in
on?
the ground, eaten by maggots. God, I hate the Bible.
I hate
You have a dead daughter, dude?
It's tragic.
you.
All right, sweet. And Drew, final one.
I don't really have anything to add.
You hate the Bible.
I hate the Bible.
When somebody comes up to me and says hi, saying that they know me, I just
Oh, I get
straight
it.
on an
Corinthians
atheist
11:24. Fuck you.
I say Wallah Akbar and I walk the fuck away.
Do you mean hi in the biblical sense?
I mean, goodbye apparently means God be with you.
I'm not
Ain't that
surprised.
interesting? Yeah. Which also means just good means God.
What's old English?
So wait, we stretched it out. We
Yeah,
added
we
another
just,
zero.
we just added another
zero. Jesus.
inflation, right?
Yeah.
All right. What's the next question?
It comes from Kelly.
Damn straight. We like Kelly.
Kelly says...
Straight. Damn straight.
Damn
straight.
straight. Kelly says, Q, : what are you secretly plotting?
I'd say fucking Drew, but it's not secret.
No, definitely that is not a secret.
Yeah, I think
at
it's
all.
more of a secret that I don't want to fuck him.
That came out a couple podcasts ago that you wanted to kill me.
I do want to kill you?
Oh yeah.
I didn't even know that part. I think I was
Does
like,
it
I
kill?
guess I'll have to.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's you
don't
don't
It's
do
out
it
of
out of joy.
necessity.
Yeah. I don't enjoy the idea of like stoning you to death.
Why specifically stoning?
Because then you'll die doing what you loved best, being stoned.
Literally never been stoned in my life.
I know,
Famous stoner.
you're like the most anti-weed of this group.
Not anti-weed.
You just
Well,
refuse
never
to
done it.
try it even
Although
though you're
to
in
be-
chronic pain.
To
You're
be
also
fair,
you're
I'm-
also anti-gay. You'll be like, oh, I don't want to have gay sex. Unlike you, gross fucking.
And you're like, I cannot imagine fucking a man, even hypothetically, even though I never would do it ever because I'm super fucking straight.
I can't believe I'm in a room with you homosexuals.
I guess to be fair, I would be the most anti-weed if I'm the one that hasn't done it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just a low bar to clear.
That's what I'm saying.
Or a high bar to clear?
You should, if you have chronic...
There.
I have my vape here. You have chronic pain.
If I
Bro,
do weed for the
we
first
should
time, it's not
record
going to be
that.
on a
It's-
vape.
I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
Drew. This is unironic. Consider doing it once in your life and seeing if it makes your headache better.
On the podcast.
Did that just occur to you
Paul,
that that's a thing that
Paul.
people try?
People in his life have told him this consistently.
Well, I only thought of it for the first time, so you
Okay.
can't blame me.
If you try it once in your life, you should
Jesus
try something
fucking
strong,
Christ.
and we should record it.
Wait,
For
no, we
a-
should not.
Absolutely.
We should not record the first time he gets high. What if he
Why?
has
We
a
don't
bad
have to
No,
release it.
no.
Because
Yeah,
what if he has-
exactly. If I'm getting high, I'm not against it being recorded, but I
You're not
want,
aga- okay.
but I want control over
I
its
feel like you're
distribution.
You're the most private person out of all of us.
I don't think you're going to say anything embarrassing.
Yeah, but inebriated states are funny.
Okay. So will you ever try it once?
Well, maybe. I don't know. It's not. Like
Maybe I'll live with this headache forever. It's better than him smoking the devil's lettuce.
No, I got a thick head.
Yeah. Also, if you
We know, Drew.
if you do it with
We
an
know.
edible and we start recording as you take it, then we'll experience
The
you
full
getting higher.
transition?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it'll be like a 2-hour video for sure. Especially if you don't eat beforehand, or if you do eat. I always get those two mixed up.
If you do eat it, it's a little less potent.
Yeah, but it lasts long.
It'll last longer. Yeah.
Okay.
Cooking with
It's
Drew.
like coming.
But brownies.
Yeah.
It's
But
like
brownies.
coming every day.
Yeah, brownies.
It's like coming every day.
Like coming in the gym when I'm posing in front of 5,000 people. It's
Wow. What was the question? I've already forgotten.
What are you secretly plotting?
Oh, right.
To
Apparently to
drug
get
Drew.
me high, yeah.
Is there anything in secret we're actually plotting? I want to like release a book.
No,
Does
Christmas
plotting-
is coming up.
Okay,
He's
that's-
just getting
I'm
fat.
secretly plotting Christmas.
I was just gonna ask that. Is plotting like a negative thing? Is it
No,
like a
no.
nefarious plotting?
I don't think so.
I want to
think we-
celebrate our Savior Jesus Christ on the 25th of December, and no one can stop me.
I secretly love the Bible. Particularly Timothy
Chalamet.
yeah!
Silly. Absolutely silly. I was making a joke about him being sexist, but that was better. Well done.
Who asked that?
Because
me.
Drew is the twinkiest of us all, right? So Timothy Chalamet.
You're about to be the twinkiest because you're going to be filled with cream by the time I'm done.
All
with
right,
you.
I'm moving on to the next question.
Talking about a little Debbie.
That's
Oh, no.
that's one of the dwarves. We should have.
Can I ask a
Twinkie.
different question?
Little cream. Yeah, I'll take
'Cause
that
I don't
one.
want
Little
that. I don't
cream
want
pie.
that,
Yeah,
that
then he'll be-
segue into that
He'll
question.
be a whoopie pie.
Yeah, that's right.
No, please.
I don't want that segue.
All right, fair enough.
All right, this one doesn't have a name.
This one.
Oh, never mind. It's on the back. It's from Vince.
Yay, Vince. Thank you, Vince.
Vince.
Okay.
Vincent Vaughn.
My
Vincent Diesel.
My flying dog broke his something. Where can I take him to do poo? What? Is WNB?
My flying dog broke his.
Thumb?
That? Is that the word thumb? That can't be
No,
the word
that's not the word thumb.
His WNB. Where can I take him to bow poo?
To go,
that-
I think it's go poo.
Can I read this now?
Okay, hold on. In that case, my flying dog broke his wing. Where can I take him to go poo?
But it's poo spelt like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. All right,
The park?
the park, dude.
Do they have flying dog parks?
Yeah, it's.
Well,
the
I guess to
sky.
be fair, you'd have to go to like the normal dog park if your flying dog broke its wing.
That's true.
Daryl is like caressing the fucking question.
He's just
He
petting
didn't
the
even
dog.
bother to like read it.
He's petting the dog.
I mean, I'm looking at it. I don't know how you guys had so much problems reading this. Like it's
Yeah,
pretty
'cause
good
you know the
writing.
answer
Because you
now.
know the words. If you
like-
know the words going into it, it's super easy to read it and just go like, "Oh, yes."
Like,
ever
you guys
that's the
got
word
stuck
we-
on broke?
I did
No!
not.
It's just it looks like the end of a sentence, so your mind puts a pause there.
Also, you guys, I didn't even stumble upon any word but wing and maybe go.
Yeah.
Have you considered recording one of your short games and posting it for people to watch? Love, Drew's mom. So, I love the idea. We used to do like short sketches, and I think that captured the feeling of what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
But we also pre-wrote those, and my ethos behind that is...
And they were like 20 seconds.
Yeah. My ethos behind that is that if you record an improv scene, improv is kind of one of those magical things that you enjoy because it's being made up on the spot. Mm-hmm. If you record an improv scene, first of all, you have no idea how to record it because you don't know what is needed going into it. And second of all, it when you're watching it filmed, you're like, man, I could be watching something better that's been recorded.
Yeah, well, like, people talk about improv derogatorily as, like, sketch that could use a rewrite.
Yeah.
And that is particularly true when it's not live.
When it's live, you get the magic of, like, these people don't know what they're doing, and you enjoy either the fact that they succeed or the fact that they're fucking up.
Yeah.
Like, you enjoy, like, the grittiness of it, because it's like, haha, they did a silly. Or you're just marveling like, wow, this is made up, this is so good. And I feel like recorded kind of loses the magic of both. Mm-hmm. If you fuck up, it's just sort of like, why'd you leave that in? And especially some of those things that were some of the bigger fuck ups, if you know what I'm saying. And then if it's like really good, it's just sort of like, well, they could have come up with this. Like as well.
That's not a bad thing.
It makes improv more accessible to the audience. Makes them feel like maybe they want to try it.
I was about to say, yeah, another point about accessibility. The audience is involved in an improv scene where it's like, we need an object, and it proves in real time we didn't make this up. There's nothing proving, without a doubt, that you didn't make it up. If
I guess,
you
but
don't
like
get that that's why they do that at every show. That's why they do it 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 at every show.
I put a lot of
it at every show.
I put a lot of it at every show. I put a lot of it at every show. I put a lot of it at every show. I put a lot of it at every show. I put a lot of it at every show. I put a lot of it at every show. I put a lot of I put a lot of thought into this recently.
Evidently.
Because it comes up every once in a while. I'm a fiend for some YouTube content.
I'm a fiend for your dick.
And it comes up every once in a while where, like...
You'll just have to go hungry.
It comes up every once in a while.
Yeah, it does. It's up right now, dude.
It's most certainly not. Somebody in the audience will be questioning like how real...
Who's that?
Like a video is. What's a good example?
Not even gonna stop me, huh?
I'm focusing. What's his name? There's a Call of Duty Warzone player.
Sometimes we went over this before, but sometimes when you grab your dick, you can think. So just try it.
Just try it. Right
it doesn't work if you grab my dink.
I'm not grabbing, dude.
My dink? What? Get out of here.
You're Peter Dinklage.
Get out of here, you scamp.
Paul, grab my dick so I can think.
Can I emphasize? So Drew did that whole paragraph of statements with my
Half a
finger.
paragraph. I didn't get to finish it.
I know what that feels like. With my finger on top of his jeans. You have very hard jeans because like.
Was it touching?
Yeah. No, I was touching the
didn't feel
very
it at all.
base, but it's like this hard. Look at that.
Yeah.
I think you know what it is.
Is there a dick in there?
That is not my dick.
Yeah, I was about to say you stuffed it with something.
If that was my dick, my dick would be up.
I think you know what I think it is that like I think you threaten Drew all the time with a good time with his dick.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I gotta protect myself, so he wears a cup every time he comes in.
Yeah, it's
Honestly,
like I'm playing hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like boxing.
It's water sport.
All right, so go on with your point.
Yeah, so there's like just to give it a specific example, there's a Call of Duty Warzone player. I'm pretty sure his name is Slater, something like that. Anyway, he does
Is he
like...
part of FaZe or something like that? FaZe Slater?
I have no idea.
Okay, cool.
I've only seen the like shorts on YouTube.
Face.
But he does like videos where he'll have like a voice changer as a kid and like play with somebody for like a week and then reveal it to them after that like, hey, I've been like a streamer this whole time.
That's creepy.
They're pretty wholesome videos.
Okay.
Yeah, they're really wholesome videos.
Let me rephrase. It has the potential to get creepy.
That is fair. That is fair. But like half of the comments.
Can you imagine if you found a pedo like that? He'd like immediately turn off the voice changer and be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. You need to take a seat.
Yeah.
Half the comments are like,
I want to catch
wholesome.
pedos on stream now.
Oh my god.
I want to catch pedos on stream. Put on a little kid voice and be like, hey, I got a bubble butt who wants to play. And then anyone who responds positively, banned from TF2.
What's TF2?
Is
Team Fortress
Are they
2.
famous for having pedos?
Not particularly. I don't
just
think
felt like
anything is
calling them
famous
out?
for having pedos except like Hollywood.
Fortnite.
Oh, Smash Ultimate, actually, now that I think about it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Fortnite.
No, it got bad. There was like a case where like there was like this anomaly child who was like she was 12 and she got really high ranking, like not
Like she's
really,
like coughing
really.
off for a 12-year-old.
Yeah. For a 12-year-old, she got like in the top like 20 in like a pound tournament
That's
or something
pretty,
like that.
yeah.
And all the comments are, no, child, wait 6 years before you enter Smash Ultimate. You don't want to be involved in that community.
Because everybody knew.
It's one of those sad, like,
Wow.
yeah.
That would suck to have to be her parent and have to explain that to her.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
I
a good
think of.
point.
If she's 12, I feel like she knows.
If she's 12, I feel like her
Yep.
parents will have no idea what Smash is.
That's also another
That's
good
also
point.
fair. But the other thing is, yeah, she might know, but like she's still told she can't do something because people suck. Like,
Yeah, that's
Because,
awful.
because she is in danger, she
Yeah.
can't like
Anyways.
fulfill her potential.
Yeah.
That
Okay,
sucks.
so Slater acts as a kid. Go on.
yeah. Anyway, the point is that like half of the people are like, "Oh my god, this is so wholesome," and then the other half are like, "What are you? This is scripted. Like, stop being an idiot. You're being like duped." And it made me really think like,
That
does
okay,
it matter
that-
if it's scripted?
That half would be like your mom saying this is really good, and then your dad saying this is scripted. More props.
I got one
least
supporting
you're
me
doing-
and the other one going.
At least you're recording this without a woman there.
Improve your improv.
At least women are allowed to talk in this. All right, my bad.
Addendum comment.
I don't want anybody getting any wrong ideas.
I am sexist. Hulk Hogan's himself.
But anyway, it made me start thinking like, does it matter if it's scripted or not? And I think that's sort of what I think about like the improv. If you enjoyed it, and you would have enjoyed it as a skit, and you would have enjoyed it as improv, does it matter which one it is? Does the misrepresent, or not even the misrepresentation, does the not saying it's scripted matter? Like leaving you to
Does not
figure
saying
it out.
Yes, it does. Does not saying saying it's scripted matter. It will change the medium slightly in how you enjoy it. Otherwise, improv as a medium wouldn't have taken off, and it would have just been sketch. And it's like, oh, by the way, fun fact, it's all made up. It wouldn't be advertised as that. The fact that it's advertised as that makes improv. Because if it wouldn't matter at all if it was in a video, it wouldn't matter at all in real life either. If it has zero bearing on videos, it would have zero bearing in real life.
That makes sense to me.
I think the impact is lessened when it's a video, but it
here-
has some sort of impact.
Okay, this goes back to the conversation we had a couple podcasts ago about one of the things I dislike about improv is that
All
it's
the
real-
people.
is it's really hard to
That was
get,
what I said.
to get to the same level of quality as it is like with like theater or movies or whatever, like something
Yeah.
that's scripted.
Yeah.
But
baby
you
girl,
made
yeah.
the point
Yeah,
that
make-
sometimes it does reach that quality.
Yes.
So if you release a video of that quality that's not scripted,
Yes.
people will still enjoy it, even if they don't know.
You asked, it doesn't matter, not does it make it better or worse. I just say
no,
that
no,
it changes the
assuming
medium.
that you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it ruin the experience for you if you find out it's scripted?
If it's presented in a way where it's implied that it's made up, it slightly lessens it, yes.
Even if you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
I think
I've
if
just
you're
been
enjoying...
I've just been thinking about it a lot because I don't have the answer for myself.
Again, I think that you can compare it to something in real life. If, like, we did a banger scene in an improv show, and we go, by the way, that one, to be honest, we scripted it, it would change it. And I think
Well-
a few people in our audience would go, oh,
We would be liars then, wouldn't we?
No, because we
We would
announced
be
it.
liars.
We told the truth after the fact.
Yeah, after the fact.
We
after
got the laughs.
lying in the moment, which is what is improv at the end of the day. It's lying on the
All
spot.
lies.
yeah, get on that soapbox, Daryl, I'm listening.
No, that's all I had to say.
All right, get off of it, please.
All right, I'm off. Going back to the question that Drew's mom asked,
Yeah.
I do think that it would be cool to record. I do think it would be cool to record our improv. And in fact, we did record, or somebody did, our Weekend at Bernie's bit a while back. And it was really funny. And I think we could put that on our page sometime. What do you guys think? Do you want to put that old Weekend at Bernie's bit on our on our page or somewhere for others to watch sometime?
Wait, do we have access to that video?
I'd have to rewatch it. The
It
thing
was Eric that recorded. I don't know if he still has it.
Whoa! We're gonna have to cut that out.
we can't say his name.
Oh, was that the problem?
Yeah. Well,
Eric's
that.
been doing like at least a dozen of our shows.
Whoa!
And put his name.
Oh my God! Hey, No way, buddy. A-E-I-O. Sometimes
Easy.
Y. Come on.
Easy. Where's the gabagool?
Easy Rider, starring Vern Troyer.
No.
Who's Easy Rider starring? Go.
That is Peter Fonda and
Of
Jack
course
Nicholson.
it's Peter
and
Fonda.
Jack Nicholson.
Bro's like Peter Fondant on cake. Bro's in everything.
On everything? In everything?
Yeah, well, because fondant's all the time on cake.
Fondant.
Fondant is in everything.
Alright.
Fondant.
Fondant.
Fondant is like
What's our
Boston
next
cream filling.
fucking question?
I just want to respond to what you said. That I think if we were to post a video, I would want to have, because you know how sometimes you'll like there's like musical improv and stuff, and you need somebody who's like good at improv, trained in improv or whatever to be on like the piano.
yeah, not in our group.
Or yeah, not in our group.
Not in our
but
group.
Not
or like
us. No.
or you have like somebody doing lights at a show and they know when to end it because
No,
they're like
not in our group.
not in
No,
our
not
group.
in our group.
Well,
I think if we were
Why
to
not?
do a
I have been trained in theater lights.
Yeah, but no.
not in our group, not for our group.
Not for our group.
Yeah, so that's what we
We also don't have the equipment.
Yeah, or the
Yeah.
need. But my point is that if we were to do a videotaped improv scene, I would want a camera person that was like trained in improv or whatever and could sort of flow with the scene a little bit more than just having like a wide-angled fixed camera position and showing the stage. I'd want a dynamic camera person.
You'd probably want a few.
Fat-phobic Drew
You'd
over
probably
here.
want a few camera people.
Yeah, true. You'd probably want a few.
Drew being fat-phobic over here, you want it to flow rather than that wide-angle lens, you know what I'm
He
saying?
doesn't like wide angles for some reason, isn't it?
He doesn't like.
Oh,
big
you just
fat
fact
asses.
checked our shitty reading. All right, there you go.
All right, next question. Go ahead.
Next question. If you took a rocket ship to Uranus on Wednesday morning when the moon is full, what topping would you want on your pizza?
Mushroom
I want something Uranus-related, I think.
anus.
No,
Like
Your
pig
last
anus?
meal
Like a
on
lot of
Earth.
methane.
I don't want pig anus on my food. I don't want methane on my food. Those two sound disgusting. Methane. It's not methane, it's usthane.
What color is Uranus? It's like blue or is it green?
Blue and
Depends on what I've
greenish.
eaten the day before. Most of the time, it's this deep, enticing brown.
Enticing?
It draws you in.
Is that why your favorite color is brown?
Bro, you ever seen Sleeping Beauty when fucking Aurora gets drawn into the fireplace? Think of that,
That's
but
your
replace the
ass.
fireplace with my anus, dude. And Princess Aurora's you.
Spread.
Bro, I can make that edit anytime I want. I have pictures of my anus that I can use. I've got a picture of
Send
Drew's
hole.
face online. I can just superimpose his face over Princess Aurora's.
And just like track it along there?
Yeah, and then just include my anus in the whole like thing, and then just include like the shot of Princess Aurora going into it, and just include a sound as he goes inside.
That's awful.
I can make this anytime I want.
You have pictures of Uranus from sexting purposes?
No,
For medical purposes?
I'm guessing. Keep guessing.
For fun purposes?
Yeah, there you go.
For your own fun or for other people's fun?
Yeah, other people can enjoy it, I'm sure.
Oh, but it's mainly for you.
I didn't necessarily say that.
Is it from your Twitch stream?
Yeah, it's from my Twitch stream, dude. I showed my raw red anus on fucking Twitch,
Your
dude.
prolapsed anus.
No, just dilated, apparently.
Okay.
I've learned that distinction.
All right, cool.
All right. Yeah, I like mushrooms on my pizza.
Oh, right, that's
I
what
like,
we were...
I like pineapple on my pizza.
You know what? I've learned recently, anchovies, pretty darn good.
I've heard that. I haven't
Because
tried it.
anchovies
Salty.
mostly just sort of taste like salt, and I like salt.
Too salty. Cheese is already salty. You don't need too much
Yeah,
salt.
that's what
No,
I'm
but
thinking.
that's the thing. It creates this wonderful sensation with like a pizza place that doesn't put too much salt in their cheese.
What pizza place is that?
What pizza place makes cheese?
Well, they just have like a cheese that isn't too salty on its
Okay,
own.
that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Like Parmesan's really salty.
Yeah, exactly.
And mozzarella is also salty.
Not the type that Your Neighborhood Pizza uses.
My neighborhood pizza?
No, it's just called Your Neighborhood Pizza.
Oh, right.
That's the brand
Shout
name.
out.
I mean, hey, it's
Dial
good.
1-800.
Like and subscribe.
555.
Oh, we have an ad read, right?
Yeah.
Neighborhood pizza.
Please buy Bad Dragon dildos at baddragon.com. Anyways, I love...
Sponsored by your neighbor's pizza.
Oh, well, we could kiss any future sponsorship from Your Neighborhood Pizza goodbye.
And Bad Dragon.
And well, no, I think they'd like that. They'd be into that. They'd be like, that was funny.
I'm just testing my product while we're on the phone.
That's so gross and invasive.
Do you mind if I test out my product Louis C.K. style?
No.
God. Daryl, too soon.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Sorry. That happened in like 2012. What the hell?
2017.
Oh, sorry.
He's already got one.
Okay, what's the next question?
This comes from yours truly, James. Is it just me?
Here we go.
They got some history.
Is it just me?
Or does Paul suck lately at everything? Yeah.
This comes from your truly, James.
You're
You're
Come on, do that again?
You're truly James.
Is it just me?
No.
This
Finally.
comes from yours truly,
James escapes
James.
from the
Stop
paper.
it, guys.
This comes
Let
from
him
yours
speak.
truly, James. He says,
When it's Luke, we say let him speak. When it's Drew, okay.
Yeah.
okay, this comes from yours truly, James.
All right, didn't know that.
Okay. He says, is it just me? Or did it get a little nipply in here? Please explain.
Oh, you know what? I will be the first to admit, I bet my nips poke out when I'm just wearing the t-shirt at the shows. So if you saw nip, I'm sorry / you're welcome, depending on how you reacted.
They're sharp.
I feel like an old building like that takes a while to acclimate to sudden changes in outdoor temperature. I would not be surprised if it got very cold very quickly.
But he said nipply, not nippy.
Oh, that's true. So nipply. Okay,
You
so
ain't never
we
heard somebody
did-
say nipply
we
before?
did-
And not to describe cold.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
genuinely.
I used to say that shit all the time.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe he
Yeah.
picked it up
Very
from
funny.
you.
Maybe that was a Jacob Hespler thing.
It's a tit nipply.
What the fuck is that?
It's my high school.
Jacob Hespler?
Yeah.
Boy, no wonder I
No,
bully
no,
you.
no. Cut that out. Cut that out.
I don't
Okay.
go there anymore.
Well, we don't want to name the famous person Jacob.
Yeah, if
Kessler.
if it gets bombed, you'd feel responsible.
I
Yeah.
would not.
Was he the one that
You
made?
say that.
Was he the one that made Teslers?
Teslers?
He
Is
made
that
them
like
Teslers.
Twizzlers? Twizzlers that are powered by electricity?
Oh, it's like a
Have a
Tesla.
big
in,
fucking screen on them
it's a Tesla in Australia.
In a Kessler, yeah.
in
I feel like
Australia.
no.
It's a Tesla.
Tesla?
I feel like
Tesla. No. that's not
actually,
even
yeah,
fu-
Tesla. Yeah, that works.
Tesla.
It depends on like which area. Like Southern Australia, they totally pronounce it like that.
Yeah. See, don't laugh at me.
And we're laughing with you, my friend. As we
Okay,
always are.
laugh with me.
Okay, so what's the next question?
Oh, it's blank.
All right, I'll ask that one.
Hey! Stop it! Who would you improvise with, living or dead?
Oh, I could do a wicked.
From Karen.
I could do a wicked weekend at Bernie's with Robin Williams.
Yeah, Robin Williams
Oh.
would probably be the top choice, I think.
We're talking like he's still dead, right?
Oh!
That's why I said weekend at
I
Bernie's.
mean, I guess you could
I
use
got
his
it.
corpse if you want.
Bro, okay, who is the original Weekend at Bernie's actor? I'd love to do a Weekend at Bernie's with the dead body of the original actor for that.
I want that clip taken out of context.
By all means, I'll send it to you on Bebo.
Bebo.
It's like the most outdated social media I can think of.
Not like MySpace.
Is it more
Is
outdated than
Bebo
MySpace?
older than
I think
MySpace?
it's because you know what MySpace is. If I mentioned Bebo,
True,
people
true.
go Bebo. People
Yeah.
don't go MySpace. What's that?
Oh, okay.
It's like going like a record tape to CD and missing 8-track.
And that's why I always love how
Or is it vinyl to record? Where did 8-track come in?
Vinyl and records are the same.
8 tracks came after, and then
Not
came
necessarily the tape,
tapes.
I meant. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8-track was a type of tape, I thought.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it was
And then
that
cassette
big-
tapes
that
came
big
after
chunk.
that.
Cassette tape, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I love about all those old media where it's like they lose their evergreen status if they mention any kind of app. And truth be told, I kind of like that. Like if I'm writing something that takes place in 2016, I like going like, oh, we can DoorDash that later. That's like a fun sort of thing.
Thematic, yeah.
Yeah, and like people living in 2030 are like, DoorDash, how fucking like, what's the word that begins with A? Archaic.
Chuggy.
What's the word that begins with A?
Yeah, and I figured it out.
I really
Hey,
nailed
to be
narrows
fair,
it down.
to be fair,
To
season
be fair.
season 2, I said, "What's that one woman who?" And fucking Luke said Ann Coulter and was correct. We have a good track
That's fair,
record on
that's
this
fair.
podcast.
I take it back.
Anyways, yeah, I find that endearing, but at the same time, it's really funny. Like in that fucking James Bond movie where Jonathan Pryce is the villain, and he goes, "I'm going to control all the world's media. I don't just want newspapers. I want magazines and CDs. And to a lesser extent, that Doctor Who episode, that's why I use Bebo, because I find it so funny in hindsight, where the Doctor is coming up with this grand plan to, expose a monster by having everyone on social media tweeting about it. And he's like, I don't just want it on Facebook and Twitter. I want it on Bebo. And I'm like, come on, Matt Smith. Come on, Stephen Moffat. You're a shit writer, but not this shit. Yes, indeed, Stephen Moffat was that shit. I fucking hate
Turns out.
Stephen Moffat, by the way, as a fucking TV writer.
As a person?
As a TV writer. I just said that.
Okay.
I-
You're just coming off a little hot right now.
What I like about fucking okay.
Hey, Paul, you're coming off a little hot right now.
Oh, thank you. Add
Hey,
a little,
hey, babe, coming up a little hot right now.
add a little erection sound effect.
No, but maybe a sparkle sound effect too.
Okay.
If you're gonna add that, just like a little.
Well, you're at it.
What's the best erection sound effect?
Oh, it's already played here. But you know what? When a cartoon arrow,
Boing!
almost. When a cartoon arrow hits like a piece, like something that gets stuck inside.
da-da.
Yeah. That.
I always like the Transformers, like.
Oh, that one's pretty good
Like,
too. Yeah. Anyways, Russell T Davies was the showrunner for Doctor Who right up until the end of the David Tennant era, and then once Matt Smith
You mean
was the Doctor.
the first David Tennant era?
That's very true. But also Russell Davies is taking up the helm again. With,
Oh, really?
David
Okay,
Tennant,
yeah,
so
fair enough.
it's a return of both of them.
So it's still factually accurate to say with David
Yeah,
Tennant.
in fact, it's even more confusing to go, wait, is this the Russ T Davies David Tennant era or the Russ T Davies David Tennant era? Yeah. So when Matt Smith took over, it was Stephen Moffat. And, like, Russell T Davies was really cool because, like, he just wrote, like, silly sci-fi stories where it was just sort of like a thing happens. And to be fair,
Monster of the Week kind of thing?
Yeah. And, like, some people saw that as cheesy. And if you didn't like cheesy, fair enough. I happen to really like cheesy. And to be fair, Stephen Moffat, when he wrote those episodes, he wrote episodes like the one with the gas mask children. I don't know if you've seen a lot of
Oh,
Doctor Who.
I know I can picture it.
Yeah, the one with the Weeping Angels,
Classic,
Blink. Yeah,
yeah.
and he wrote the one with the Dead Library with like monsters that live in the shadows.
that one.
Okay, cool. Either way, when he took over as showrunner, he started thinking big and started wanting to make like this big overarching plot to all the stories. And he also got really up his own butt about how great the Doctor is. And so the first episode is all about aliens invade, then the Doctor shows up and announces all these things he did in the past.
I remember that, yeah.
And it includes a literal montage played on a holographic screen of past episodes of Doctor Who and the Doctor beating all of them and going, do you really want to start some shit with this? And the aliens get scared and run away. Episode number 2, the Doctor gets into like this situation where he's like, I don't know what to do. Fuck, I guess I'm useless. I'll never be called the Doctor anymore. And the Doctor's companion goes, oh, but I've seen the Doctor. He's so cool and good. I bet he would do this. And she presses a singular button and goes, yeah, when you're cool like the Doctor is, you would never think of anything but that.
What?
And then the season fucking finale of it was Doctor was stuck in a box for 2,000 years, and then once he gets out, all the aliens from everywhere come over because they all got a signal because they all need to kill the Doctor to prevent a thing from the future that the audience hasn't been explained is going to happen, is happening. They don't know what's going to happen, but something big's going to happen. Welcome to Stephen Moffat's writing, by the way. It's just sort of like, oh, it's super important, but you'll figure out what it is later. Fuck you, you don't deserve to know anything. And then the Doctor announces, by the way, I am the Doctor, don't forget, and every single alien in the galaxy gets scared and leaves. Every single one. They could send one missile down there. He says, like, I have no weapons, I have no plan. You could send one missile down and kill me. Doesn't that make you scared? And everyone leaves. Stephen Moffat is genuinely worse than the average fucking 6th grader at writing action. It's mind-boggling.
Are you peeking over there?
Yes! I'm peeking and tweaking over here. I'm mad! I'm mad!
I've only seen one episode of Doctor Who, and it was on TV while I was channel surfing with my
God, I
parents
hate TV.
when I was a kid. And I hope you can recognize it. The plot was like there were invisible piranhas.
Oh, that's the one with the library that I was talking
okay.
about.
Yeah, and they could
The piranhas
communicate
of the
with
air.
people through the communicator after
The
they were
Fasta
eaten.
Narada. Yeah, it was David Tennant, and he was there with a time traveler who he hadn't met yet, named River Song.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was with Donna, and Donna gets transformed in this face thing on the like a white toilet bowl lid in the corner.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I just remember, like, I being really freaked out by the fact that
Yeah.
you could communicate with someone who had just been eaten by piranhas.
Oh, that's because of the spacesuit itself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like they had skulls in there, and he's like, hey, who turned out the lights? That
Yeah.
guy? Yeah. It's freaky.
It was very freaky.
Oh yeah, no, he writes fantastic self-contained episodes, but when he has to write a longer thing, he can't resist A, bragging about how cool the main character is, and B, making this overarching plot where not only does it not make sense, but the viewer isn't allowed to know why it doesn't make sense. One of my biggest complaints I had about Blink, the Weeping Angels video, is that Doctor Who already has a handle on why paradoxes can't
You
exist.
mean the Doctor?
No, Doctor Who is a show.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying the character.
Ooh, you tried to
I
actually
tried to
me.
actually you. It did not work.
So Doctor Who has already explained twice over why paradoxes can't work in like 2 things, and it's like, this is what happens when paradoxes work. This is a type of paradox that was happened this one way, and this is why this actually works. It's because they like used the TARDIS to make a paradox happen,
Right.
and the paradox became the world.
Like there's some canon mechanics.
Yeah, and then a paradox happened in Blink, and it's the main character like talked to the Doctor, and went, "How can this even happen?" And the Doctor went, "Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey."
Oh yeah.
And I fucking hate that shit because already it's
That's
lazy.
such a good line. Like it's such a classic line.
It's a
though.
classic line,
In
but
context, it might be terrible, but it's
in
like
context,
super quotable.
Yeah, it's super. That's what I hate about it. It's this golden mix of like super quotable, and like the scene it's in is actually a giant middle finger to the viewer watching, because not only is it like lazy writing, but also it's already been explained why paradoxes can't happen. So it's Stephen Moffat going, "This thing fucking sucks. I'd rather tell you it's possible and tell you I can't explain to you why it's possible." It's like Russell T Davies was about to give you a fucking view of his house, right? A tour of his house.
Yeah.
And there's a cat piss stain in the corner. And Russell T Davies has his faults, so he sticks a vase on the cat piss stain and hopes you won't notice.
Yeah.
Not cool, but the rest of the house looks great.
But it smells awful.
It smells awful, but at least it looks okay. Stephen Moffat takes you into his house.
And
Notice
brings his cat onto you and has his cat piss on you. And then puts a vase
Yeah.
on you.
Yeah, it's screaming wibbly wobbly cat piss whack piss. Fuck, I hate that guy. Worse than Chris Chibnall.
Next question.
Chris Chibnall was the showrunner afterwards, and everyone considers him the guy that ruined Doctor Who, which I think is a little bit too much. By the way, same guy that wrote Sherlock, and everyone's realizing now that Sherlock was shit.
I thought Moffat wrote Sherlock.
I don't give a shit if I'm spending too much time on this topic, Daryl. I'm passionate
Was it
about
Moffat or Chibley that wrote Sherlock?
Studio Chip.
No, it's Moffat.
Okay, yeah, I thought so.
Studio Ghibli.
What do you mean now?
Doctor Who in a
people
field.
People loved
Piano
it back in the
music.
day. People used to defend that shit.
It's like
I
there's a
feel like
dragon
some
that's also
people
a
loved it.
sloth.
Oh yeah, they had its
that's
passionate
so
thing, but what I'm
good.
saying is like even the people who used to defend Sherlock now dislike
I feel
Sherlock.
like I don't know. Well, to be
you
fair,
you hung out with a
I-
cynical fucking crowd, my friend.
I watched it very late into
Yeah,
its
imagine
like
Doctor
Yeah,
release
yeah, yeah.
time.
It's
When it was-
anime,
when it
and
was
he's
at
just
its-
like walking
My
through a
understanding
field
is
and it's
like
very
when I
calm.
watched it, is people were like, "This is a lot of problems, but it's fun."
Now it's just a lot of problems. I watched it and it's just like Jesus Christ. Well, as well, it's got fucking Sherlock
You
Holmes.
watched it, right?
Yeah, it's got
How
Sherlock
did you
Holmes.
feel about the pool scene?
The pool scene? Dumb,
Yeah.
boring. I could have gotten it anywhere. Oh, so the last fucking like season was for nothing.
And then
Do you wanna
they
talk
and then
about
they're
music
like
or something?
like in the
So
room with
I
him
really-
at gunpoint.
I-
Cut to the next
I saw-
season.
So I follow
I don't
one
wanna
of his
explain how he
synthesizers
gets
on
away.
Instagram,
Yeah.
and it's one of the
I was-
best
that made me so mad.
synthesizer.
Oh, of course,
channels.
well, because it's
I love
bullshit.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and one
Guys.
of
And also, another thing about it is like it's antithetical to what it's antithetical to what Sherlock Holmes is, because he's showing him solving all these cases off screen with evidence you're not presented with.
What's the guy that you like, Luke? Pete Holmes, right? You like Pete Holmes?
You like Pete Holmes?
like 10 years ago. I
Okay,
did.
fair enough. I just remember you.
10 years ago.
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes and Pete Holmes are also not the same.
No, but Pete Holmes
What?
did. He did like a skit about Sherlock Holmes, making fun of the Moffat Sherlock Holmes.
Okay, cool.
About like being terrible at detecting stuff. I don't know.
It's bad.
I thought
All right,
maybe you'd seen it.
on to the next question.
Probably did.
He's popping off right now with his
Cool.
what is it?
Pussy.
No, the Batman.
He's popping in that pussy,
Batman
y'all.
fires X person.
Pussy,
Cool.
man.
Oh yeah,
It's funny.
Yeah, Batman. It is funny. Human humor.
All right, so this question comes from Eric. Fruit salad, yummy yummy or yucky yucky?
Yummy,
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 yummy.
for sure.
Yummy, yummy, but no cantaloupe, because that's disgusting.
Can I say no syrup? I want it to just be the
Oh
fruit.
yeah,
I
just
fully
fucking
agree.
we're
Yeah.
all in agreement.
You
Cool,
know what
cool.
I've never tried, but I've heard is very good, is like brandy on fruit salad,
Does that count as a syrup?
or like sherry.
Yeah,
So-
it's a little bit. That's like a syrup. That's
It's
like
a
a
different-
cocktail.
There's
It's a different thing.
There's a Hungarian dessert that I can't remember the name of, which is basically that, and with like a little breadcrumb layer and then whipped cream on top. And I will say, it's so easy for the sherry to demolish the fruit taste. And like, I don't like the taste of alcohol because it just tastes like poison to me.
Okay.
Probably because I'm a non-drinker. But
And
so are you. I
It
believe.
also is poison, yeah.
Yeah, but I believe you're a non-drinker too. So
I've been experimenting.
okay.
Yeah.
But like either way, like sherry is a pretty hard liquor.
It
if
is.
I remember correctly.
It's a strong wine.
Yeah, you would probably hate sherry on fruit salad because like I've had it before and it's like my entire time I'm thinking this is all a fantastic dessert apart from the sherry. If this just didn't have sherry, I'd have a bang old time with
Sherry's
this.
also very sweet, and so like you need, if you're gonna have alcohol with your fruits, then it should be a non-sweet alcohol so that it pairs together.
I think they just contrast. I don't think they would pair.
Sweet and salty contrasts in a good way. I'm not saying you should have a salty whiskey. But
Yeah, I was
like,
about to say, I don't think the overall essence you'll get if you have like a bitter alcohol with this is, it's salty and sweet. You go like, oh man, there's bitter poison along with my sweet.
My point was that contrasting flavors can work well together.
Yeah, my point is that these wouldn't work.
Like I feel like a Jägermeister would go pretty well with.
The saltiest liquor.
The Nazis were
All right,
pretty
we're
salty.
moving
about
on to the
losing
next
war.
question.
All right.
What's next?
This is a long one. Mr. Jets. Would you rather be
Oh, I
turned?
hate Mr. Jets. He fucked my wife.
Would you rather be turned into a fish for 10 seconds every time you say improv, or every 100th word you scream at the top of your lungs?
Bro fucked my wife and then went into the hallway wearing nothing but a towel, leaning against the barister, saying that exact question to me. And I told him now what I'll tell him then. I'll tell him now what I told him then. Get out of my house and stop fucking my wife.
You didn't answer his questions? How disrespectful.
No
I'll do
wonder
it now.
he keeps on asking.
No wonder he
because
keeps
never-
fucking my
you
wife.
I'll keep fucking her until you answer my question.
That's fine. I don't even have a wife. All right, so
I feel like knowing our conversations, Paul, we have to choose the improv one.
Well, who's he fucking then if he's not fucking his wife?
well, who did I fuck? I love
Who
that.
did I marry?
Whose anus did I prolapse?
Good news, it's only a dilation. Would you rather be turned into a fish for 10 seconds every time you say improv, or every 100th word you scream at the top of your lungs?
Yeah, it's like I just said that. It's like I just asked
No,
that
no,
question.
I'm ruminating over it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm
He
trying to
he
like
was
picture
too
it.
filled with rage thinking about his wife.
Yeah,
It doesn't exist apparently.
yeah, not anymore. Not after Mr. Jets had his way with her.
Whoa! Okay.
What?
We're building a really dark story here. I love it.
We're building lore.
This is like
Do
the,
you?
This is
Do
like
you
the
love it?
I do,
staircase.
yeah.
All right.
The staircase to hell.
Yeah, it's every time you say improv for me. That's my answer to the question.
Every time you say it, I just wouldn't say the word anymore. Yeah.
Because go ahead.
No, I was gonna say my point, but you should finish yours.
Oh, okay. I'm
That
just
would hurt your throat. First of all.
yeah.
to turn into a fish.
No. To scream
at
a
the
word
top of
every
your
time.
lungs.
Like every
no.
100th word. That would be bad.
You don't have to. No, it's.
What do you mean you don't have to?
It's every time you're going to turn into a fish, no matter what. It's either every time you say improv, or every 100th word you scream at the top of your lungs. So, like, we could be doing an argument in a podcast, and if we get to 100 words yelling at each other, one of us turns into a fish.
All right, I'd like for the person who read this to. I'm glad that I reread this because now I'm going to ask you for judge's ruling. So my interpretation of this was: would you rather be turned into a fish for 10 seconds every time you say improv? That's the end of it. Or every 100th word is the word that you have to scream at the top of your lungs.
Is there an
Yes.
Oxford comma in there?
So that's my interpretation. His is: would you rather be turned into a fish for every 10 seconds, either every time you say improv, or every 100th word that you have screamed at the top of your lungs?
No. It's a one or the other.
Okay.
So,
You have to go.
Set a poll in the audience. Get the audience's vote. See
Oh
how
fuck
they
you!
interpret it.
The person who read it interpret. That's why I went to Daryl. I would have sided with you if
If
he
it's
sided
between
with
those two, it's only 10 seconds as a fish.
yeah.
I would still.
But
I would
you
still
wouldn't be
pick
able
that
to
one.
breathe unless you were in the water.
I could
at that
hold my
time.
breath for 10 seconds. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
you. Wow, way to
Would you
brag.
know?
Yeah.
Also,
Also, I could breathe water. I could go underwater and just go improv. I would be a superhero.
that's a
I would
good
pick
point.
the fish one.
But you turn into a fish. I don't know if this is true for all fishes. Goldfish have a memory of 3 seconds. You would not even remember to say
what
improv.
fish? No,
Yeah.
no, because I turn back into a human, and that's when I say improv.
Yeah, but also you were talking about how like
Do my clothes shrink, or am I like
Also,
a
can-
puddle in the clothes?
can
and
fish
then-
hold their breath? They've got gills. They don't have a respiratory system with lungs where they go in and out, do they?
No,
If you
they can't
leave a
hold it.
fish,
Yeah.
If you leave a fish on the dock for 10 seconds, it's
It'll
not going
suffer.
to die.
Yeah, but it'll suffer.
Oh, I'm not saying it's going to be fun.
Like, it'll begin
be
to
painful.
suffocate.
Bro, do you
It's
think
not holding
I
its
bet
breath.
fish don't have headaches. You could get out of like you could just be like, oh, fuck it, improv. You get into the bath.
and just chill there for an hour.
Babe, I'm gonna go have a bath. Improv.
That would be so weird. Just
Gonna
like
go
fucking
fish.
Julia just hearing like improv splash noises, improv splash. She just would assume you're jacking off.
Yeah, and she comes in
Oh,
and there's a,
improv.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, improv.
Well, that's because you're like you're finally living without your headache. You're living in fucking
I
Shangri-La.
can do improv now.
yeah. That'd be crazy though. Julia would be like, "What's going on?" in there, opens the door and there's a fucking salmon in the bath.
A salmon.
Are
that's
you a
rapidly...
different fish every time, so you don't know what size you're gonna be?
Bro, she would walk in on you turning back from a salmon into Drew and figure that you can do it at will any time, and she doesn't know what your trigger is, and she's like, have you been a fish this whole time?
She thinks originally a fish. Every time I say improv, I become a human.
Yeah, she thinks it's like a princess and frog situation where it's like, oh, that's why you wanted me to kiss you, just so you could turn into a human forever. Well, it's wearing off, isn't it? Like she assumes like,
My curse is taking hold.
yeah. Like you haven't kissed in like a few days, and you're like, babe, please, and she's like, no, and you're like, fine. Go into the bath and say improv a couple of times. She gets the wrong idea, and she goes, well, then fine, I'm never kissing you again. And you just no improv, and you turn into a fish. You could almost fall down the drain. You be careful with that. If Julia gets wind of this and she gets really pissed, she could just sort of like torch
In
you.
what
and just,
world do you have a bath running and the drain is open?
Not my world for sure. But Julia could like still take advantage of
And
it
just
and like
unplug it?
yeah, she'd be like, "Where's your god now?"
I turn it into a human in the pipes and just.
yeah. You turn into. Oh yeah, I would pick blowfish if we can pick our fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, blowfish is pretty cool.
I
the
wouldn't want to
smartest
be that
fish?
dangerous.
I wouldn't want to be that dangerous.
I would pick I think a salmon's a good one. They can jump and shit.
Yep. And
Salmon's a good
they're
choice.
pretty big and muscular too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're tasty.
Yeah,
I'd
they're
eat
sexy.
Or some kind of
They're
carnivorous.
You. I would not
Sex.
fuck.
Well, I guess-
I would not fuck fish, Drew.
Okay.
Most
Well,
fish are
then.
carnivorous.
Are they? Are you sure about that?
I don't know if that's
Statistically, I don't know. I just know there's a lot of.
Okay.
statistically you don't know.
In defense of Drew, a lot of things that we commonly associate as herbivores, turns out if they're desperate enough, will just eat like either bugs or small animals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just that they don't normally
Like
get that
chipmunks,
desperate.
I think.
Yeah. Like deer and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deer.
So like
Bears mostly eat berries.
in that way, well, of course, that's why it's called berries. In that way, I would believe that most fish are carnivorous, like to a like desperate extent. But in terms of
That's
their natural stuff,
Omnivorous though. Like I
oh, you think most fish are just straight up carnivorous?
think
Food
isn't it?
chain wise, that can't possibly be true.
Yeah, because they're
Can't it be?
they're like think
According
about
to
how
Enough fish. Well, oh,
Like,
okay.
keep in mind, it takes up
Sorry, I'm
100
talking
pounds
about
of fucking cow to make a pound of tiger.
I'm talking about varieties of fish.
Presuming
not,
tigers eat
not
cows.
like population. I'm talking varieties.
All right.
I don't know the facts.
Yeah, I was about to say, in terms of population, you're definitely wrong.
Yeah, in terms of population, I'm definitely wrong. But like, it's my worldview. Is,
That's reliable.
Revolves around most fish being carnivorous.
yeah, because think about all the plankton, crabs.
I want to, Mr. Krabs, I want to acknowledge that Daryl has checked out of this podcast so hard that he's leaning in the other direction of the mic right now. Like, full body is away from Mike.
What happened to answering the questions, guys?
We
What happened to
finished them!
Answering the questions.
We finished them! The bulk
Hold
of
on.
this podcast
Those
is us
two-
fucking around!
Those two still need to figure out if they want to be a fish or not.
Alright, be fish or not. Go! Dance, monkey.
I'd say every 100th word that I'm screaming at the top of my lungs because that would be less often than I say improv. I don't scream very often.
No, we don't want. Fuck!
What?
That's not the question. But
We already established what the question was. We're using Daryl's version, which is you either turn into a fish every time you say improv,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
separate idea, you scream every 100th word.
Oh, I see. Okay, fish.
or do that.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Did I cure your headache?
No.
That's Spencer. That's our friend.
I like Spencer. Anyways, what's your pick?
Yeah, I mean, like, this is like a no-brainer. Like, why would anybody want to scream at the top of your lungs?
Every 100th word, I could understand if someone had fish phobia, then like reasonable if you ask me.
Okay, I'm not sure if this is appropriate to keep in the podcast, but I did know somebody in improv in Waterloo who had Tourette's.
Okay.
And he did legitimately like yelp every once in a while, and it was distracting. Okay? Ooh. It was distracting. So I'm sorry. You were a great improviser person, but sometimes it was distracting. So I wouldn't want to be that person if I had the choice.
I will gingerly admit that like it's not like I don't know ableist to admit like there are some things that like people can't help that can be annoying to other people. And, like, we still make accommodations. Like, you didn't presumably get mad at this person or exclude them from, like, your conversations or anything like that.
No,
yeah.
No.
I think it's fine to be like, yeah, because I've got a stutter sometimes, and, like, obviously to a much smaller extent, the stutter's annoying to me. So I can know what you're saying.
Yeah, and that's not even like I was annoyed by it, but, like, you know, newcomers...
Roll the tape.
He said distracted.
Yeah, it's so distracted. I mean, I chose my words carefully there.
I feel like you said it can get annoying at times.
No, he said distracted.
You are wrong, and you should be ashamed.
We'll see when we roll the tapes.
Yeah, but if you were wrong, you have to cut away right now and say, I, Paul Drodos, was wrong this one time.
Let
and
me
have very serious music underneath.
Okay. Can I do it now so I can just cut one or the other out?
Yeah, we need it clean.
I, Paul, the main event Drodos, was wrong about this. I sincerely apologize, not just to Daryl, and not just to the community at large, but to myself. I really fucked the pooch on this one. All right.
That's a good cold open.
Are you practicing your YouTuber apology?
I don't need to. Honestly, if I just get on YouTube and it turns out that I like fucked a dog or something like that, I will go on YouTube and be like, "Bro, I am as surprised as you are. I'm pretty disappointed in myself." Truth be told, I don't think I'll do the YouTuber apology where it's like, "I fucked up, and I'm sorry." I'll be like, "Yeah, I can see where I went wrong with this. My bad. If some of you want to stay because you still like my content, awesome. If some of you want to leave, that's understandable. I feel bad. Anyways, new video this Monday. It's gonna be about how fucking dogs is good and clean."
And don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button and ring that bell for notification.
This mini video is monetized out of respect to the fans. Bro, out of all of us, let's be honest, who's the most likely to become a YouTuber and be scandalized for having sex with minors?
Don't point at me!
Okay, but seriously, would you ever have a YouTube channel? What for?
If I had to have a YouTube channel...
Had to.
I don't want one.
You say that
Not
now.
a personal YouTube channel, anyway.
If you had a YouTube channel where it's like, oh man, this stuff is fun.
Yeah, like
remember how we
group...
started this by going like, hey, well, I'll make content. You're like, oh, cool, I'll make a YouTube channel about my D&D content.
Well, that's kind of why it's relevant, is because I've thought this through and I decided I don't fucking want to do this.
That's fair.
I think a group YouTube
Do I even need to say anything more? A group.
Like what we were doing with like the skits and stuff for After School Arcade.
If I wanted to do a YouTube channel, it would be After School Arcade.
I mean,
but I don't want to do it.
Yes.
That's fair. All right, Luke.
I mean, when my health gets better, I like to go back to short films every 2 weeks.
That'd be cool.
I learned a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I produce things so fast.
Darrell Dean with the Darrell Dean Mean Machine.
You know, I've been spinning this idea around with a buddy of mine. And it would be really cool to have a YouTube channel where we go to like storefronts and not walk into the stores, but just like judge the store.
Just window shop
by their window. Be like, oh, what the fuck? What that scarf doesn't go with that coat. You know, this person doesn't know style. These colors stock. Oh, this all this stock is garbage.
I could see that actually doing well, where it's like, hi, I'm Daryl, and welcome to window shopping, and it's like an intentionally shaky, kind of shitty cam.
Yeah.
I could see that doing well, actually.
It's like that podcast Mall Walking. Cameron showed me that one where they review malls. And it's like literally like they carry around mics.
Okay.
And they like, it's not video. It's just their voice. There was one where like they had their friend come over and she literally like did a return like on mic, and they get like kicked out of places like because they're recording. Like,
Yes.
and they record their interactions with the
okay.
security guard.
Like Luke, can we just ask? Is that related to what I said?
Is that even cool? What you said?
I think it's cool. I think you know, I think that it's a fun part. I've listened to it before.
You've listened
and I thought,
to it.
You've listened to it.
So we should just think it's cool?
It's not even YouTube then.
Okay.
It's not even
It's
on
not even
video.
YouTube. Like, it's an audio podcast.
Yeah, like what this is? Really? Like, is that your touchstone? What we're doing?
I think that was pretty well related, guys. I think it's almost like what you said, but you know, there's some room for adding my own little flourish to it. I don't know.
I'm on Luke's side on this one.
Okay, I think it's cool again. I'm sorry, Luke.
Yeah, I'm also switching sides very quickly.
Yeah, I think that's the coolest thing, actually. I'm hard right now, and I apologize.
Apology accepted, and congratulations on being hard.
I'm not hard. I'm wearing a cup.
Thanks for listening to the podcast, everybody. We are After School Arcade.
That's us.
We
That's
do
us.
the podcast every fucking month for your enjoyment. So I hope you enjoyed this one. If not, please complain to our complaint.